Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery from the law firm of Gingery, Hammer and Associates. When you have been injured by the fault of another, you will want advice you can trust. If you know an attorney you can trust, I hope you call that person. But if you don't, please call me. I promise I will be the attorney you can trust, along with my entire team. I have been helping accident survivors recover compensation for their injuries for 25 years, and we can help you. There is no charge for calling. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number 1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company sold on report.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SacktownSports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake.
Yeah, tough one for the Kings last night. The final 2-minute report is out. We'll get to all that.
Ooh.
But first things first, look what Kyle Draper is wearing today.
You know what, Whitey? Here's the thing, man. And first of all, happy to see you. Happy to see Jay.
Yes.
I'm at the game last night, and they still selling Royale stuff. And so I said, you know what? I'm not letting Royale die. I'm single-handedly keeping Royale alive. So I said to the ladies, how much is this sweatshirt? I said, you know what? It doesn't matter how much this sweatshirt costs. It's fly. It got my guy Royale on the front. Did you see the back?
Did you see not. Oh, okay. The Lion basketball logo.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they call that.
Yes. And so they're selling this stuff.
You got crowns down the sleeve.
Crowns down the sleeve. And so I thought, you know what? It looks pretty good. So let me wear this today. It's chilly outside, too.
Yeah, it's very nice. Seriously, very nice. Now, if it was Emron selling it, I know you'd be saying, hey, he's not even here anymore. Give me a deal on this.
Well, you know, I got a little deal. You know, come on, man. You know me. They don't call me, don't pay full price drapes for nothing. Like, I'm not paying full price for anything, right? But yeah, they took care of your boy. Got a nice little discount on that.
It really looks nice.
Is it nice, though, right?
It really is.
So let me ask you this.
You don't see that color a lot, and it works.
Does the mascot on the shirt, the emblem, look better than the actual Royale in person?
Yes.
Because
that guy's looking up at his crown, and Royale, I think the mascot is like looking at you.
Yeah, and this guy got a more friendlier smile.
A little bit, yeah.
Whereas Royale had kind of a creepier smile. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so decided to wear this today.
Yes.
You know, make a statement.
I have something for you, a little story. I was hanging out last night at halftime with one of your idols.
Oh, my guy Dominique?
Yes.
Did you tell him? I said hello. Did you say
yes?
That's my guy.
Nate was sitting there, and somebody else was sitting there, and Dominique came over, and I said, "Hey, Kyle Draper has been dying to get you on our show." And at first, he's like, "Who?" I said, "Kyle Draper," and then he's like, "Oh yeah." And then,
did he go, "You mean drapes?" or something like that?
But he was like, "Oh yeah."
All right.
And I told him, I said, "We do our show, and every time we play the Hawks, he wants you on." And he goes, "Tell him whenever he's ready."
That's what I told you. Anytime.
Ready.
Dog, we can get Dominique at the drop of a hat. That's easy to get.
Yeah.
You thought I was lying.
No, I didn't.
All right.
Okay. If I thought you were lying, I wouldn't have mentioned your name to Dominique Wilkins. Then he said, post players in the NBA, they don't know any post moves. He started going off about that.
Yeah.
I was like, these guys don't know any post moves.
Damn.
And Nate said something about, I hear Marcus Smart was teaching Zach Edey some post moves. And Dominique's like, how crazy is that?
Yeah.
And I said, who was the best when you played? Was it McHale? And he goes, these fools wouldn't last 5 minutes. They'd foul out against him. So,
hold up. Yeah. We got to back up.
Yeah.
You said Nate?
Yes. Nate was sitting
Our
there.
Nate?
Yes.
And he had the nerve to speak to Dominique Wilkins?
After he did, he said, I don't think I embarrassed myself.
Right.
He was terrified.
He had the
but
gumption to
pulled
do
it
that?
off. He did.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm impressed by Nate. That's okay. I was wondering, you like Nate. I'm like, who's he talking about? Nate Silver, 538. Like, what is he? Not our guy, Nate, right here.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it's
all right.
funny, Drapes, because at one point during the game, I'm sitting next to Nate, and they showed Dominique, and they said, "We have a legend in the building."
Yeah.
And I said, "Nate, I thought they were talking about you," and we laughed. Then we're at halftime having a hot dog, and Dominique walks by, and I go, "Hey, there's the legend." And he comes over and stands right by us.
He didn't get a hot dog to Dominique. He didn't
I don't
get a hot
think
dog.
he did.
All right. Yeah, he don't seem like
He
a hot
might
dog.
have had some
kinda.
popcorn, but I'm not
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
Dominique, you tell me if I'm exaggerating. He walks with an air around him, some sort of aura around him.
Yes.
And we know he's Dominique, but just the way he like carries himself, his posture is perfect.
Right.
He's still fit.
Right.
And every time I see him, I'm like, that's freaking Dominique Wilkins right there.
And part of it is because of his reputation.
Mhm.
He looks like he's 11 feet tall.
Yeah, he does. Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
you just
yes.
look up and whoa. And I don't know Dominique. You know him. I don't know him, but he's one of those guys. He was way nicer to all of us than he needed to be.
Right, exactly. He doesn't carry himself.
Yeah.
He walks with an aura, but it's not like I'm better than you or anything like
He could have
that.
easily said, "Hey, how are you?" and left, and it would have been, "Oh,
Right,
that's nice."
right.
But he engaged us in
Yeah,
conversation.
dude. And for guys like me, you to an extent, like he was the guy in my childhood.
Oh, yeah.
Him and Jordan, they were the guys in Magic, obviously, and Bird, but Dominique Wilkins, come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do have, I think I told you guys this. I got a signed Dominique Wilkins jersey, which is really like my prized possession now. Like that's the one I'm most proud of.
Mm-hmm.
Dominique freaking Wilkins?
Yeah.
Man.
I remember seeing him on TV playing college against USF.
Ooh, at Georgia back in the day.
Oh, this guy's really good.
Yeah.
This Dominique Wilkins.
Dominique
watch for him.
Wilkins. You know what's crazy? His son is 6'11", can jump out the gym and just committed to Georgia. He'll be at Georgia next season, I think he said.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
And he's like, dude, if you can just shoot just a little bit, you'll make way more money than I ever made in my career, which is crazy to think the money that's being thrown around out here now.
Well, he better learn some post moves or his dad's going to be very upset.
Yeah, yeah. You know what's interesting about that too, Whitey? No, because I got a son. I got 15-year-old Nick at home, my guy. And I go to Dominique and I'm like, yo, man, how'd you get your son to, want to put in the work every day? And he's like, it just happens. Like, it's just in you or not kind of. And he said he's up at 4:30, 5 o'clock every day. He reads a few chapters of his book. Then he goes and works out. And it's routine every single day. And I'm like, how do you get kids to do that? And he says, they just, it's just in them or not, in terms of that, you know?
Yeah. I'm sure on some level, it's a little bit easier if your dad's done it. You see all of it. You live in the spoils of what he accomplished,
Well, then tell Nick that. Look at me, you know what I mean? Look what I'm sitting here with you and Jay on it's Wednesday or Tuesday or whatever it is. Like, he could have this too someday.
Yes, he wants to be a broadcaster now. Yeah.
Oh, man, speaking of Nick, real quick, he was at the game last night. How would you handle this as a dad? Saturday, he's like, Dad, are we coming to Monday's game? And I'm like, I'm coming to Monday's game. You're not, it's a school night. He's like, all right, darn, he was upset.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, an hour later, he gets a text from this girl. Hey, Nick, do you want to go to the game with me and my mom? Or they're up in the suite last night.
Ooh.
Right. And I go up there and I'm like, this is my son hanging with a girl in a suite. This ain't 200 level, 220 or whatever. He's getting catered food, free drinks, all you can eat popcorn, everything you need. And I'm like, this is my 15-year-old son. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, he's way more advanced than I was at that age.
Mm-hmm.
Like, think about it, Whitey. At 15, a girl was not inviting me to no basketball game. I'd be happy if my dad would take us and we get into level 300 or something like that at the old Spectrum. But now this guy's in the suite at a Kings game.
See, I have
That's
no
crazy.
Idea. We have 2 daughters. I have no idea how to handle that dynamic of meeting your son's girlfriend. Like with my daughters, if they had anybody who was interested at all, I wasn't about to make life easy on them.
Really?
Absolutely not.
Get out of here.
So, oh yeah. One time when one of them was talking about a boyfriend or something, like, oh, he's scared of you. It's like, yeah,
he should be, huh?
yes. Yes. So I knew I was doing my job.
Right.
So they got to earn that. But as far as that, the other way around. I'm sorry if that's sexist, but that's just the way.
Right. It's but what's so crazy is a couple of days ago, he asked me if this girl could come, the one Taylor, could come to the December 30th game against the Mavs. I'm like, sure. And then she invited him. And I'm like, it's getting serious here. Like, back in the day, a first date was like what? Hang out on the front steps or something.
Let's go to the mall.
Let's go to the mall, or let's go to the store and buy some bubble gum or something like that. I'm not taking you to a suite at the Kings game. These kids, man, nowadays, they're far more advanced than us.
So you had to meet the mom and everything?
Yeah, met the mom. Can I tell you a story about the mom real quick?
Sure, yeah.
So I'm talking to the mom. She's like so excited. Oh, your son's the sweetest, She's like, yeah, I'm a huge fan. I go way back to the Mike Bibby days.
Oh.
Do you know who was on the pre and post game with me yesterday?
Mike Bibby.
Mike Bibby.
Yes.
I'm like, do you want to go meet Mike? And she went from a well-to-do, put-together mom to a Swiftie almost. Like she was freaking out. Oh my God. And so we went and met Mike Bibby. Took some pictures, made her day, though. I'm like, this Mike Bibby has that effect on people? He's just Mike, you know what I mean? It's just Mike. Like, it's not anything special. I mean, but people, man.
Yeah.
Mike Bibby, man. Woof. People love Mike
Nick
Bibby.
owes you just scored a ton of points with your son's sweetie's mom.
Exactly.
Your son owes you big time.
And the final thing, before we wrap this up. So I bring the mom back. Nick and Taylor are like, where'd you guys go? Oh, we just went downstairs to hang out, show you around, meet Mike Bibby. Like, can we go too? I'm like, all right, come on. So I take Nick Taylor and her brother. Then her mom's like, hey, can these two girls by here also go? And I'm like, nah, that's a little so they wanted to have like 6 of us just trolling around the lower bowels of Golden One Center. But I took them down. They met Mike Bibby also, took some pictures.
So you're leading a tour group.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it was, dude. It was like freshman orientation or something out there. But it was a good night outside of the loss last night.
Yeah, and we'll get to that, and we'll get to the last 2-minute report when we come back to Sacktown Sports.
Join Sacramento State football this Saturday at 2 for the Causeway Classic versus UC Davis. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
This Thanksgiving at Total Wine & More, find Pinot Noirs and Cabernets that you adore. Our helpful guides are so friendly and nice. So many bottles to try at the lowest price. So gather with friends as you sit down to eat. Grateful for all who made Thanksgiving complete.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM. Or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Thunder, feel the thunder. It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it. Feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
That was a rough one last night. Drapes, I was telling Alan Stiles a few moments ago, intellectually in my mind, I think that the Kings did pretty well considering how many people they were missing over these last 4 games.
Yeah.
But my feelings are feelings of frustration because they came so close, and I feel that they should have won that game last night.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I mean, give the Hawks some credit. I thought the Hawks played really good basketball, actually. You know, they shot the 3 ball extremely well. DeAndre Hunter off the bench, and Trae Young, I thought, dominated the game without scoring. But that's one of those. Keon goes off for a career high. You know, you shoot, 43. You make 23s. You're supposed to win that game.
Yes.
You're supposed to win that game. And to your point, they played decently over these 4 games, but 2-2 to show for it. Should have 3-1. It should have been 3-1.
Last 2-minute report says Dyson Daniels made a clean block and avoided stepping out of bounds before his pass. Daniels makes clean contact with the ball to dislodge it from Fox's possession. Any contact with Fox's hand on the ball is considered incidental, according to the NBA. Also, Daniels avoids stepping out of bounds prior to releasing the pass. So there it is. Mike Brown talked about the last 2-minute report last night. De'Aaron Fox said, those 2-minute reports are funny, but the Kings don't even get the satisfaction of having the NBA say, yeah, they missed those calls.
Yeah. You know, I thought there were some calls definitely missed by the officials last night. Keon Ellis got fouled on a 3, I think it was. And he, turned to the official. The Dyson Daniels block or whatever it's called at the end there, it looked like he got hand. And I don't know the interpretation. Is hand part of the ball or what? I don't know. There's a saying that's true, but is it really? It looked like to me he clearly got a piece of Fox. But I will say this, Whitey, and I know some fans don't want to hear this. I felt like we let the officiating and lack of a call impact our play.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right, you agree with that,
Yes,
right? Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That was one of the things that impressed me when they won, remember, in Miami, and there was one other game where they rolled with it. But last night you could see, especially De'Aaron, it was in his head. It was affecting him.
And here's the thing about it, because he should have been to the line more than 4 times. 4 free throws for as aggressive as he's been. But it got to a point watching it where I felt De'Aaron was so upset at the lack of calls, he was going to force the official to make a call. And so sometimes he would initiate the contact, and they didn't give him the whistle for it. And it sort of got him out of his game just a little bit, I felt.
Yes. Remember last week we had Wemby scoring 50, right?
Yeah.
And we had Giannis scoring 59, then Fox scores 60. Remember last year after Embiid scored, what did he score, 70 or whatever he scored? It was right after that the officials started letting everything go.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering if we saw a little bit of that.
A little bit, maybe, because didn't Luka have like 60 or something like that? And there was a run of games. You're right about that. And then all of a sudden they had to clean it up. Last night was a physical game.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of free throws. 19 and 18, that's not bad. But when De'Aaron Fox only shoots 4 free throws and Keon Ellis shoots 7, it was almost like, all right, De'Aaron, you're scoring a little bit too much.
Yes.
We're going to make it a little more difficult for you now and not give you all the free throws that you're entitled to.
I'll say this about the play that was ruled a clean block. Somebody pointed this out on X. I don't know who it was, but I thought it was a great point. Well, if you replay that play in your mind, you see Fox, and they defended that really well.
Yeah.
But he starts to go up. Dyson Daniels swats down on the ball, and the ball, goes up in the air.
That's a clear sign, right?
Yes. If I hold the ball in front of you and I'm trying to raise it up and you swat it down, it doesn't go up.
It doesn't go up.
It goes
It should go down, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So he hit something, but it wasn't all ball.
Right. But here's the thing, and this was just what is so frustrating about the 2-minute report. It's like we all see it. We have the advantage of 8,000 replays. We could zoom in. Dyson clearly got a piece of him. But the way the NBA gets around it, and I got it up right here too, Whitey, they say any contact with Fox's hand on the ball is considered incidental. How is that incidental?
Right.
When you swipe down at it, that That's on purpose. That was an intentional act of swiping down, and he got a piece of the ball. That's what's frustrating about that.
I'm sure you heard what Dearon said about that last night.
What did he say?
Hand is part of the ball when it's convenient. That's what he said.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Yes.
It's like, there's the rule, hand is part of the ball, but sometimes it's not. I don't know. It was frustrating, no doubt about that. But that doesn't excuse the fact that the team scored only 15 points in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
Like, come on now.
How many times did they have? Here's the big shot.
Right. And they just could not hit it.
Because they got a lot of stops down the stretch.
Keon had one. De'Aaron had. Trey Lyles had a good look. Keegan Murray before he fouled out. Like, all of that. And so I got Drape's Takes coming up.
Yes.
I always got that big fella.
We'll get that bottom of the hour.
Yeah, I got that coming up in just
should have done that here.
Should have done that here because I'm getting hot right now. I'm getting hot. Yeah, I just feel like, you know what? We got to chalk this one up to Atlanta being better on this night. Not their better team, but last night they got it done and we didn't.
Mm-hmm. How about Keon last night?
Dude, what? Like, where did that come from? Like, and Mike talked about it afterwards. Keon, what was he, 47% in the G League, 40+% last season. We know it's in there, Whitey, and the fact that even though they lost, to me, this is a good sign going forward.
Mm-hmm.
This is the return of Keon Ellis that we saw towards the end of last year.
Drapes, do you remember last week we were talking to a high flyer out there and we were talking about Keon, and he said on the air, high flyer said, Keon is trying really hard not to ruffle any feathers. He's trying really hard to fit into his role and, not take a step on anybody's toes or anything. So last night, somebody asked Keon after the game, you've struggled at times this year. How is it that you busted out last night? And he said, I just decided that I was not going to overthink things. And he basically said what Henry said, and he said, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to play the right way, but just be more aggressive and less concerned with, wait, do I shoot it here or should I pass it?
Right.
He's just gonna do that more. And obviously it paid big time dividends last night.
Unbelievable.
He's everything.
Yeah, unbelievable. He took 15 threes, hit 9 of them. And what's interesting about the Kings as a team, I think they went 1 for their first 7 and they hit 12 of their next 13.
Terrible to start.
Right. They looked awful to start that game. And then, once some started to fall, shout out to Keon Ellis, things change. But I think going forward, I'm not looking obviously for 33-point Keon Ellis, but did you hear the stat that Keon Ellis is the only other player since Malik Monk to score 20 or more off the bench since Terrence Davis 2 years ago?
Really?
Yeah. So we haven't had any bench scoring outside of Malik. Yes. And so I'm hoping, all right, now we got another offensive weapon coming off the bench. Maybe we can have a Keon Ellis game going forward where he scores 20 off the bench and we get a win, something like that.
How about this? In the Chateau, Family Schlegel says that if Drapes was on the call, the Kings win that game.
Probably.
And Madrock says the delay of game on Fox was ticky-tack. Yes, where he apparently threw the ball to the wrong official.
Is that I missed that one?
That's what De'Aaron said.
That's what he said? Okay.
Yeah, they gave me a delay game because I gave it to the wrong official.
Yeah. I just felt like we sort of got out of our ways. We got out of pocket a little bit late in that game because of the lack of whistles down the stretch for the Kings.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yes. So some bitter losses here in this stretch. They get 3 days off that they desperately appear to need. But then once the games start again on Friday, it's like every other day or back-to-backs again for a stretch.
Right. And it's tough too. Like, we take on Brooklyn on Sunday. Not an easy game. They play hard for Jordy. And you got freaking Oklahoma City.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? And then you fly to Minnesota. It's like, what are we doing, NBA? And so I think this is a very important weekend for the Kings. I thought last night was super important. Whitey, they had the chance to go 9-6. 9-6 with as many injuries as you had. That would have been acceptable to me. I would be feeling good about this team. Now you're 8-7. You're scuffling a little bit. You're 1 game above 500, and it's like, and you lost another home game too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's call it what it is. You lost another home game, and so They're not taking advantage of what's out there for them at this point.
They did a good job on Trae Young by design. He only put up 7 shots, made 1. He did have 19 assists, but it's frustrating because in a game like last night, there are so many things they do well.
Yes.
They give themselves a chance to win, and they just can't quite seal the deal.
They can't seal the deal. And, and this wasn't a defensive issue. Like, the offense disappeared. Atlanta's not no lockdown team. They're not the Pistons of bad boy era or Ben Wallace and them. How are we only scoring 15 in the fourth quarter? That's shocking to me. And to your point, we had a lot of good looks. We just could not make them, could not knock them down.
Drape's takes are coming up. We'll all feel better after that. It's next with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
Gonna hand off to McCaffrey. He walks in the end zone. Hand off to McCaffrey. Takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles the man. 10-5. Touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
DC here for Folsom Lake Kia, where they make car shopping easy with a huge selection of new Kia models, low payments, and zero down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia, your trusted dealer in Folsom for over 25 years. FolsomLakeKia.com.
Black Friday is on its way at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet, and there's no better place to shop for all your power tools. Low price Makita Bear tools starting at $89, Makita batteries starting at just $49, and many more of the year's hottest deals. November 25th through December 2nd. That's right, one whole week of crazy deals on power tools. So don't forget, our Black Friday sale will be November 25th through December 2nd. Check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road or online at fastenersinc.net.
This holiday season, create a fun and joyful memory for you and your loved ones. Come light the world and help those in need through the Giving Machine, November 16th through January 1st at the Westfield Galleria Mall in Roseville and in Modesto at Valley Fair Mall. Choose from local charities serving your community or from global charities worldwide. Come feel the Christmas spirit at the Giving Machine. Learn more at givingmachine.greatersacramentomodesto.org.
At the law offices of Dale R. Gomes, we understand that when you're facing a crisis, you need more than just a lawyer. You need a team. Our dedicated attorneys work together, combining decades of experience to guide you through personal injury or criminal defense matters with care and expertise. We're committed to supporting you every step of the way, ensuring your voice is heard and your rights are protected. With offices in Sacramento and El Dorado County, reach out to the law offices of Dale R. Gomes today, 916-999-9033, or online at dalegomslaw.com.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sacktown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting sacktownsports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Shop Big O Tires now through December 8th and buy 3, get 1 free on 4 select in-stock Cooper, Nexen, Nitto, National, or Sumitomo brand tires. Visit Big O Tires for your total auto care services. Installation required. Disposal fees extra. Not valid with other offers. See Big O dealer for details.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Join Sacramento State football this Saturday at 2 for the Causeway Classic versus UC Davis. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks.
He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Kings fans once again upset about the officiating last night, of course. The last 2-minute report came out. Kings fans are, if anything, even more frustrated. The NBA, and we'll get to it at some point here coming up, the NBA is having a terrible streak of last 2-minute reports. Like the last 3 days have been probably the worst. And like I say, we will get to that. It's incredible. If the last 2-minute report doesn't go away now, it never will. Because it's been
I'm with you.
Awful.
It has been. There's no purpose, Whitey.
Yeah.
What's the point? Nobody's happy with it.
Every day for the last 3 days, there's a game winner that
Yes.
the league has to come out and say, oh, yeah, we missed that.
We missed that.
3 days in a row.
Yes.
And that's aside from the De'Aaron Fox. I'm not even talking about that one.
And I don't know if you guys saw what De'Aaron's wife Rasay reposted last night. You saw the NBA, the screenshot, and Dyson Daniels' hand is like not even on Fox's. It looked like it's on his wrist almost.
Standing right there watching.
Exactly. The official is, I think that's Aaron Thomas. He's right there looking right at it, and she got the caption LOL.
Yeah.
It's like, come on now. And what is incidental contact when you're swiping down at the ball?
Whatever you want it
right?
to be.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
Drapes takes are coming up first. Ward wants to talk to you. Is that all right, Drapes?
Yeah, let's see. Let make sure Ward's coming correct.
What's up,
That's
Ward?
my guy. What's up, baby?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Good afternoon. I appreciate the time. Want to get something off my chest, and then I will bounce here. But Sacramento, we should be ashamed by the way we are treating our guy, Keegan Murray. We're talking like he's on the floor doing absolutely nothing, like he's not trying, like he's not giving it all. I'm tired of us always having the mentality of you die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain. What have we been hearing? We asked Keegan to do so much. Now, on top of asking him to do so much, we need you to do a little bit of what Domas does. We need you to do a little bit of what DeMar does, while also playing the most minutes in the entire NBA. Ooh. This dude's dad has to speak up and defend his son. What are we doing? Sacramento, where do we expect this negative energy to take us? We keep going in the same circle that we always do with this negativity. Let's choose to be positive. So much that I bet soon we'll be chanting his name so many times during the game, we won't have a voice for the next game. So Sacramento, let's do better. That's all I got, guys. Thanks for the time.
Word. Oh, Jay, he was cooking out there. He was making bacon, eggs, some chicken on the grill. Like, this dude was cooking out there.
Jay, I don't know about you. I'm generally not a huge fan of callers who write something down and read it.
Ward wouldn't do such a thing. That was all off the top of the dome.
He was spitting?
He was spitting.
Freestyling? He was in the booth?
He was the preacher on the pulpit.
It was good. It was good. It's just in general. In general.
Don't do that to my guy,
You
Ward.
thought he had you didn't think he was Lil Wayne? You didn't think he came off
That
the
wasn't
top?
no freestyle.
He wasn't freestyling?
It was good.
That means he's prepared.
See,
Yes.
Whitey, it's not about the delivery. It's about the message.
Sure.
The question is, do we agree with the message?
Yes, we do.
Exactly.
Yes, we
Leave
do.
Keegan alone.
And Ward, that's a tough act for you to follow here.
Dude, that was part of Drape Steaks. I sent that to him.
Yes, it's time for Let's
Calm down, Lion. Calm down. Take it easy, man. Just take it easy.
You know what, Whitey? I was going to start a different way. I was going to go in a different direction. But I got to start off with my guy, Ward. That's clearly the call of the day. I dare anybody to top with Ward that smoke, that heat he was bringing. Shout out to him. You know what? We should have a segment called Ward's Take of the Day. That was so fire right there. I thought he was on point.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. We do need to leave Keegan Murray alone. I'm going to piggyback on his. Is he putting up the numbers that we want? No. But here's the thing, Sacramento. When one of our guys is struggling, when one of our guys is trying to find his way, we don't kick a man while he's down. We don't abandon him. We look to lift him up. We give Keegan Murray encouragement. We give Trey Lyles last week encouragement. We don't kick these guys down. You don't think Keegan went home last night upset that he didn't play better, upset that he fouled out, and now you got these trolls on social media trying to kick him down? That's not what we do, Sacramento. We lift our guys up. We don't kick them when they're down. So Keegan Murray, trust me, there will come a game or games where Keegan leads the team in scoring 25-plus points, hits 6 threes. It's cyclical, people. It happens in the NBA. You have some off nights, you have some on nights. No need to kick one of our own down. We not Draymond Green. We leave that for Warriors fans and stuff like that. We don't need to kick our own guys down. So I'm with Ward 100%, Whitey. That's a bonus Drapes take. I wasn't even going to include that, but we got to lay off our guy, Keegan Murray.
Yeah. How bad? I don't know the answer to this. Maybe you don't either. How bad has it gotten on social media? I know Keegan's dad is weighing in here, but I looked it up and I didn't see anything that over the line.
Nah, I saw a few things as well, and for the most part, though, his dad, and I'm looking at the post right now.
His dad is your friend and he's been on our show.
Yeah, that's a friend of the show. That's my guy. And for the most part, people are saying, love having your son in sack, maybe run the offense through Keegan. That's what we do, Sacramento. We look for solutions. We don't double down on blaming people. And so it's been out there a little bit. Think about it. We talked about it on the show yesterday with G-Man and High Flyer. Everybody's pointing the finger at Keegan. I don't want to say point the finger. I want to say we want, like you said with Trey Lyles, we want this guy to get going. That's what we need to do with Keegan Murray. Lift him up instead of kicking a man while he's down.
Yeah, it was just frustrating to see him struggle so much when they needed so much more out of him.
Yes, exactly. All right, let me move on with Drake's takes. And I said it the last segment or the first segment. I'm not going to overreact, Kings fans, to what we saw last night. Was it a tough loss? Yes. Did the officiating, was that questionable? Yes. Should we have beaten the Atlanta Hawks? Yes. But I'm going to chalk up what we saw last night, not to an issue with the Kings. This isn't an indictment on the season or anything like that. Give Atlanta credit. They were just better last night. They made one more shot. They hit one more point, and they were finally whole. DeAndre Hunter coming off the bench, 24 points, knocking down how many threes? 4 threes that he had. Bogdan, our boy Bogey, got a nice hand back in town. The issue that we had yesterday is that, A, the fourth quarter, the offense disappeared, and B, the Atlanta Hawks were prepared for what we were doing, meaning Trae Young was not going to force it. He was not going to single-handedly try to beat us. He welcomed the double team. He welcomed the opportunity to get the ball out of his hands. And more times than not, I thought he made the right play. Chalk it up last night to the Atlanta Hawks just being better, just by a smidge on this one night. Mind you, we didn't have 3 of our top guns.
And they're not known as a great defensive team, as you said.
Right.
But maybe we'll break it down a little later. But that last play where De'Aaron tried to get off the game winner, where it did look like he was fouled, they defended that very well. Other than the foul, which is significant, but they defended that play very well.
Right, exactly. And I'll raise another point here as I continue Drape's takes. What we were concerned about came true. And I'm not talking about Trae Young. Big boy Clint Capella. We had no answer for them on the inside. 14 points, Whitey, 14 rebounds for Clint Capella. And a lot of his stuff was from the passing of Trae Young, But when you don't have Domas out there, and even our guy Alex Len only played 17 minutes, we went small ball a lot yesterday. And that played into the Hawks' hands. They took advantage of him. And so we desperately need Domantas Sabonis back. We need DeMar DeRozan back. We have those 2 guys. We don't lose that game last night. We have DeMar DeRozan in the fourth quarter. We don't lose that game last night. And so we saw how this team looks without Domas, and they fought hard. They played, at times well. But we needed our big fella last night in the worst way.
Just needed a few more points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Right.
And they still, and you're right, everything you said is true. They still out-rebounded Atlanta by a pretty decent margin.
Exactly. But look at the points in the paint. Yeah. Atlanta dominated us in the points in the paint. The 3 ball is what kept us in it. I'm looking at the box score because occasionally I do that as an ode to my co-host right there.
I saw you do it at the post game last night.
No, yeah, I do it as a reference point. Not wake up the next day and say, oh, this is what went wrong. I'm looking at the fourth quarter, Whitey. And I wonder if De'Aaron Fox might have been a little fatigued, and here's why. The dude's been Superman for the last 4 or 5 days for the Sacramento Kings. He's gone to the well and came up with a pail full of water so many times. Yesterday, though, 3 of 10 in the fourth quarter. I wish we could have had another helping body to take all the pressure off. And I know Keon had 6 points in the quarter, but we only made 4 field goals, and 3 of them were by De'Aaron Fox. We needed somebody else, sort of like the Minnesota game, that could help us out and take us over the hump. And that's another reason why I'm not too upset about last night. We're playing severely shorthanded. De'Aaron Fox has been balling out of his mind. It's no wonder that you have a game like this. De'Aaron Fox has been hitting everything. He couldn't continue that. I understand that. And give the Atlanta Hawks credit. They made life difficult for him in that fourth quarter. And so did the officials, I might add. You know, here's the thing too, Whitey. Last thing on the officials. Last thing with Drape's takes here. The officials have the ability to control the game. If you want to let it be physical, which we saw last night, that frustrates players. And I thought De'Aaron Fox got frustrated at the lack of whistles, the lack of calls. So the officials, in my opinion, did have an impact on the game, more so than just the missed calls. The whole mindset, the way the game was played was different late in that game in the fourth quarter.
They almost seemed, the officials, a little vindictive in a way that you would see, you know, in the 60s and 70s. The officials are supposed to be better than that.
Joey Crawford and those guys back here going back then? Yeah. It's
you want to complain?
I'll show you. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm a little frustrated about that. But you know what? 8 and 7. When Malik's missed, 5 games? DeMar's missed 3 now. Domas has missed 2 now. Like, it'll be okay, Kings fans. Don't get too upset. And finally, leave my guy Keegan Murray alone. Keegan will be fine. Jay, that's Drape's Takes. It's brought to you by
Alsco Uniforms. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms.
Last night, after the game, Mike Brown said something. He said, I'll probably get crushed for saying that.
Yeah.
We'll tell you what that was when we come right back. See what you think of it next on Sacktown Sports.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now, during our Black Friday sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery when you add a base. And Cyber Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Time to gear up. It's the Black Friday and Gold Saturday open house event at Roseville Power Sports, located at 360 North Sunrise Avenue. We're your home for the best deals on Can-Am side-by-sides, ATVs, and Ski-Doo snowmobiles. Now's the time to save thousands on a brand new Can-Am or Ski-Doo. And check out the all-new Can-Am Maverick R with an incredible 240 horsepower. A Maverick R is built to conquer any terrain, bringing unmatched power and excitement to your off-road adventures. Plus, save 30 to 50% on accessories, helmets, jackets, gear, everything you need to ride in style and safety. This Black Friday and Saturday only. And it's not just about the savings. It's an open house event you won't want to miss. Join us for food, prizes, and more this Black Friday. So head to Roseville Power Sports this Black Friday and Gold Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And let's kick off the holiday season with incredible deals and tons of fun. Some restrictions apply. See store for details. Offers valid on 2024 and prior product while supplies last. Happy holidays from Roseville Power Sports.
Did you know that replacing garage doors is the biggest return on investment homeowners can get on improvements? Jason Ross here, and let me tell you about the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, a family-owned and operated company with third-generation owners that's been in business for 71 years right here in Sacramento. With new garage doors from Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, you'll not only get the wow factor, but you'll also know that you're working with a well-respected and proven company. Residential and commercial, brand new garage doors, or repairs to existing doors, they do it all. Take advantage of their free at-home estimates on new garage doors or check out the showroom with no appointment needed. And while you're at it, mention me, Jason Ross, or Sacktown Sports and receive $100 off a new garage door paired with a new garage door opener. Check out their website at ohdsac.com or call them at 916-421-3747. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
Keep the cargo in your truck's bed dry and protected with a bed cover from TruckSmart. Bed covers that fold up, roll up, and lift up are ready to install on your truck. Turn your vehicle into a hauling machine. TruckSmart truck and SUV accessories in Rockland and Auburn.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
For Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Drive Guys. Got something Mike Brown said last night that he said he's going to get crushed for. And it really wasn't an essential part of the game, anything like that, but it's curious. So we'll get to that in just a second here. Did you happen to hear him say that last night?
Let me turn on real quick. Hold on for Jay. Who was that we was just playing, big fella?
That's a Sacramento band, man. They're called Destroy Boys.
I like that. Okay.
Oh, yeah, Sacramento. You know, man, listen, one thing we going to do is keep the city of trees on this show.
Yeah, I like that. I'm going to have to check that out. Destroy Boys. What was the name of that song?
That one was called I Threw Glass at My Friend's Eye and Now I'm on Probation.
Oh, I knew that. Okay, that's a good... Sorry, I actually liked the song. That I was like, oh, this is pretty sweet. Okay, appreciate that. Sorry,
to get him on the show now.
Yeah, we should. We should.
Don't apologize for having very eclectic musical taste.
Right, and it's Sacramento at that.
Yeah.
Like, I hit the jackpot with that one. That was a good song, actually. So, thank you, Jay. Thank you. All right, what was your question?
Yeah,
I didn't hear that yesterday.
Here's Mike Brown. And he mentioned something, and it was neither here nor there in terms of the outcome of the game. It was interesting to me, though, because he mentioned something. He said, oh, I'm probably going to get killed for saying that. Here's Mike Brown last night.
To start the game, we got some wide open looks, and I'm going to probably get crushed for this, but even A-Lin's with his feet are set. We want him, if his guy and Domas, we want him to let it fly. No, I don't want A-Lin coming in taking 6 threes. But it's early in the game. Capella was off him. He's open. Okay, go ahead and shoot the ball, and we'll see what happens.
So how about that? So, again, Mike Brown, as we've talked about, should they shoot fewer threes? Should they shoot as many threes as last year? And one consistent message from Mike Brown is we want to shoot threes when they're open.
Right.
Even from A-Len. I'm going to get crushed for that, but even A-Len. So what do you think of that?
I'm okay with it. And here's why. I've seen Alex Len put in the work from the 3-point line. In today's NBA, you have to be a threat out there. And it's not like Alex Len isn't practicing this, hasn't worked on this. I got an interesting stat regarding Alex Len for you, Whitey.
Really?
Just looked it up right here. This is what the Atlanta Hawks, his last full season with Atlanta, played 20 minutes a night, 77 games, shot 2.6 threes per game.
Really?
That's a healthy dose for
fairly high volume for him, yeah.
36%. And so it's in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, Mike Brown is trying to empower his guys, lift them up, if you will, instill some confidence in his guys. So I'm okay with it. I'm all right.
Isn't it funny? Because for so many games early in the year, it looked like they're just not making as many as they should make. Last night, they make 20 of 46. But again, my feeling is, they missed too many. That's a really high percentage.
And that's a solid percentage, right? Yes. So,
it's not just the number, it's win, of course.
But yeah, exactly. It's when do you hit those threes? They started off the game not hitting. They ended the game not hitting. Got the box score here. Got Whitey's favorite thing right here.
That's number 2.
They were 1 for 11 from 3-point range in the fourth quarter. And I would argue probably 9 or 10 of them were solid looks.
Yeah.
They just didn't make the shots.
For the record, I mean, you're going deep into the box score if you're going fourth quarter box.
Yes.
Which is fine.
That's
but
digging
you can't
deep.
have it both ways. Like, I'm not a box score
Let me see your
guy.
box score. Let me see your box score.
You can have that one because my printer didn't work.
I was about to say, this is some nice paper, though. This is
You can't even read
okay,
it.
I know. But
That's my fourth quarter box.
Right. But it goes to show 1 for 11 from 3. Not only that, Whitey, you were 3 of 11 from 2. Like, they couldn't hit anything in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, so it's Fox 3, Herter 2, Keon 3, 1 for Keegan, 1 for Trey Lyles. Yeah, frustrating.
Let me ask you this, because Mike Bibby said this on the post-game show, and this is just a conversation piece I'm throwing out there. He thought Keon settled for the 3 too much because Keon was hot early on, and then that became too much of his game.
But he was just on fire.
On fire. But
and that's the whole thing they've been telling them. When you get it, shoot it.
Yeah, but you can give it and you can take it away.
Yeah.
You can be on fire 1 minute and cold the next.
He did have a couple of opportunities for and ones.
Yeah.
Late.
Yeah.
He missed
Got to the free throw line.
Yeah.
6 of 7 in the fourth quarter from the free throw line. But 0 for 3 from the 3. The Kings just did not hit timely shots last night. That really what it boils down to.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. TC's back with us. Hey, TC. What's up? Time for Check It with TC.
Yes, sir. Whitey, Drapes, Jay, what's going on?
What's up with you, TC?
Trying to figure that one out last night, TC.
Hey, listen, I know. Hey, but look, check it out. I'm following up Ward, right? That's what I've been trying to tell us, Kings fans. Everybody gonna fan how they gonna fan. But back up off of Keegan, right? Just like Kevin Huerter. Kevin Huerter's not Kevin Huerter of last year. This is Kevin Huerter being Team 1. Everybody forget about the struggles that Kevin Huerter had in the middle of being Team 1 season and at the end after the 3-point contest. Let's stop playing, y'all. Kevin is back. Keegan, we asking Keegan to do a lot. We saying grab rebounds, play defense. We already knew you could stand in the corner and shoot a 3. What were we asking, Kings fans? Answer it honestly. Keegan, we want you to play better defense. We want you to grab rebounds. Well, he's doing it. He's doing everything we asked other than the shot. The shot's the fall, bro. How this team is playing, dog, is going to win a playoff series. I keep telling everybody that. Everybody's losing their mind right now, but going to be happy after game 30 when we sitting in the top 5 seed and we looking dangerous. Then everybody going to be Keegan Murray. Like, come on, bro. Miss me with all that, Kings fans, bro. We need to kick back, bro, and enjoy this season. It's going to be fun, bro. That's all I got.
It's
TC.
He's right, of course. But
Yes.
It's just frustrating when you have games like last night, when you have Keon going off, but then you have Herder and Keegan, and they struggle so much. It's frustrating.
It's frustrating, but what you going to do about it, Whitey? What are we saying here? Guys just miss shots. Like, it happens. Do you want to? What you want them to take more shots in practice? You want to, like, these guys aren't working on it. They're like, it happens, and it's frustrating from a fan standpoint because did you stay the whole game last night?
Yes, sir.
You heard it in the fourth. Every three that went up,
Yeah.
a sigh of like not relief, of disappointment, if you will. It happens, man, and I've said it 1,000 times. Coaches look at the process, not the end result. If you're Mike Brown and your team is getting the shots you want them to get, what can you do after that? You got to live with that, Wayne.
How about Wayne? Wayne joins us on Sacktown Sports. Hey, Wayne, what's up?
Hey, what's good? What's good? Hey, listen, man, I got to get at that dude TC, man. Hey, man, before that, I was giving you a lot of props for all your takes. But here's why you're messed up right now. That previous caller, even before him, the minute you guys get on somebody, look, all these callers start calling to coddle somebody. Oh, get back off of Keegan. Oh, leave Keegan alone. That's where you guys have been at for the last 5 or 10 years. I thought we was trying to get tough. You can't even bring up a guy's name when he's playing bad without people calling in trying to protect him like a little baby. Come on, man. This ain't the route. Yo, man, TC, man, I know we in California, man, but whatever you smoking, man, I don't want none of that, man, because it kind of threw you off a little bit, man. You're supposed to get all over Keegan. In other teams, bro, the locker rooms are tough. They get on people, and then things change. You guys are still waiting for that change. So I thought we were trying to get meaner. I thought we were trying to get tougher. I thought we wanted that enforcer. But that's just not what I'm hearing from you guys, man. So please clear it up for me, man.
That's Wayne.
Wayne, you know what? I'm going to say this about Wayne. Did Wayne hang out? Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. I hear you, Wayne, and I actually appreciate that call. You know what I mean? I disagree with Wayne, but it was highly entertaining. That was a high-quality call. I give you that. But here's the thing with Keegan Murray and the players themselves. And we had this conversation about Trey Lyles last week. It'd be different if Keegan was making $60 million and just said, oh, well, I guarantee you nobody's beating Keegan Murray more than Keegan Murray himself right now.
Sure.
And so, this whole tough love and everything like that, it don't matter, Wayne. The dude is working hard. It'd be different if he wasn't giving the effort. Keegan's just not making shots right now. And you see his confidence waning. It's like when you have a young kid, Wayne. I don't know if you got kids or not, but when you have a young kid, you see they struggling in math. They're trying to figure it out. You're not going to toughen up, young man. You got to do this. You got to be better. You're going to say, what can I do to help you out? What is it that you need from me? I got faith in you. That's what I'm looking for from Keegan. I ain't trying to make no excuses or anything like that. But as Sacramento fans, we need to recognize when a guy is struggling versus when a guy isn't trying. Now, if a guy isn't trying and is laying down like a dog out there, then you could come with the tough love. But if they're giving max effort, they're trying their best, they're trying to figure it out. I'm not going to abandon Keegan Murray. I'm not going to abandon Trey Lyles. I'm not going to abandon Kevin Herter like some of the fans on the text line are doing right now. No, I'm trying to lift those guys up, Whitey.
But it's still frustrating.
And can I ask this? And this is not geared towards Keegan, so to say, because I get what you're saying with Keegan. But Drapes, knowing you as much as I've known you at this point, there has to be some type of consideration when you see a person who just can't get it done. And I'm not saying, again, removing this Keegan conversation, when you're watching sports, we can't just be giving participation ribbons as well, right? Like, I know that's not what you're saying.
Yeah, and we're not saying that.
All right, because there are some people who are playing sports where it's like, you know what? They're just bad. They're not good. And
on the Sacktown Sports app.
By now, you've heard about the last 2-minute report. If you haven't seen it, the NBA says there was no foul on Dearon Fox at the end of that game. The last 2-minute report says Dyson Daniels avoided stepping out of bounds prior to releasing the pass. Was bad officiating the reason the Kings lost the game? I don't know. The thing is, there are so many things within their control that they could have done better. You can't control the officiating, right? Too many turnovers, too many missed free throws.
Missed shots. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and especially in a 1-point game.
Right.
Whitey, we're talking about here.
Yeah.
You know, like every possession matters. Every point matters. You miss 5 free throws. 73.7. That's not going to get it done.
And getting back to Keegan and Kevin Huerter, here's one of the most frustrating points from the fan standpoint, and not to go after them or say we should get rid of them, but when you see the Kings in a situation where they need more from people, and you got Keon Ellis, and he had the game of his life, and you had another game here, I think it was the Toronto home game where, wasn't that the game where Huerter and Keegan, they just didn't do anything? So the game where last night they didn't play well. You know, you need them at least to have good games, ideally to play better. And I don't know what's going on with Keegan. Mike Brown was talking about it last night, and it's just, I'm sure it's mostly frustrating for him, but it's kind of a mystery to this point why he's struggling so much this year.
It is a mystery. And I think, one, I don't think he's fully healthy. Me, you, and High Flyer talked about this last night. I do think he's banged up and playing through something. 2, when I look at Keegan Murray, and we talked about shot attempts with DeMar DeRozan, I think they're asking him to do some different things offensively, too. It's not just, now he's the 4th option, too, Whitey, And so I look at the confidence, and when I look at Kevin Huerter, not as much as Huerter this season. I think Herter's fine. But when I look at,
definitely had his moments this year.
He's had his moments.
Yes.
He's been up and down, but I don't think it's for a lack of confidence or focus. But when I look at Keegan, it feels like he's searching for his spots, his place. He just seems uncomfortable right now in the offense. And is that a Keegan issue? Yeah, but it's also a coaching issue too. Keegan's one of the 13 or 15 whoever's on the roster that Mike has to coach up and put in the positions to succeed. And here's the thing with Keegan, too. Mike has the let it fly mantra, and I get that. But if a guy is struggling with confidence, because he had a number of good looks and just could not hit anything last night, talking about Keegan Murray. He's struggling out there with confidence. Get him some easy ones. His dad mentioned it. Play him through the post just to get, and I've told this story 1,000 times. My guy, Josh Childress, used to play for the Atlanta Hawks.
Stanford.
Yep, Stanford's own Josh Childress. And I wish Coach Mike Woodson at the time would just, I'm not saying sacrifice a game, but tonight, Josh, we running things through you just to get him going, sort of like Keon Ellis last night. Build up a guy's confidence. Make them feel like they're a huge part of the offense. Get them into a good rhythm, and then it'll pay off throughout the rest of the season. That's what I would like to see with Keegan Murray here. And you may not win the game, but you win the battle. You win the war when you get Keegan back to being Keegan instead of continuing to let him struggle out there.
Yeah, a couple of things on that.
Okay.
And I like Keegan. He's one of my favorite Kings.
Yep.
We mentioned yesterday with the High Flyer, you brought it up first. You said he didn't really look quite healthy to me. And High Flyer said, correct me if I'm wrong, he said he'd been hearing some rumblings that Keegan might have a sore heel or something.
Yeah.
That's not confirmed. I talked to some people yesterday, so it's not confirmed, but it's out there. And I texted Jerry Reynolds today, and I said, there's some rumblings. He's got a bad wheel. And Jerry says, whatever it is, he's still defending really well. It's just he's not offensively, he's not producing.
Right.
So, if it is a bad foot, you'd think that would bother you at both
ends.
On
both ends
I don't
as
know.
well.
Yeah. Then the other thing you mentioned, playing through the post or posting up Keegan, and I know that's something his dad mentioned on X. Last night, Mike Brown talked about that. And he said, when we post up Keegan, he's got to sit down and he can't be pushed out of his spot.
Ooh, okay. There you go right there.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's really strange because he's so much better than this. And again, when you have so many guys missing. And, well, there you go. Opportunity for Keegan.
Right.
But he seems to struggle even more sometimes when it's more De'Aaron Fox. The offense is more De'Aaron Fox dominant. It's hard to understand.
Yeah, and I'm looking at, just his last 5 games. Last 2, 3 of 9, 2 of 6. Minnesota 6 of 15. Got shot like he was involved, just didn't hit him. Phoenix 7 for 11. So we know it's in there.
Yeah.
Like it's there. How do we get it to be more consistent with him? I go back to opening night too. Remember opening night against the Minnesota Timberwolves? I believe he led us in scoring or was a big part of that game. Opening night against Minnesota, 23 points, 11 rebounds. So how do we get him going? That's on Mike Brown and Jay Triano and like we can't figure that out, Whitey. Me and you sitting here, but he needs to be a bigger part of what we do, whether it's on him or on Mike Brown and the coaching staff. We need Keegan Murray to knock down some shots.
And if it is his confidence, that sounds like a simple thing. But as we all know, if you played sports or follow sports, it's one thing to identify it, but it's really difficult to just, come on, be more confident.
Right.
You can't just wave your wand.
Exactly. And we've heard it.
Physical also, and we don't even know what that would be. It's tricky.
Yeah. And here's the thing. We've heard it 1,000 times. All you need to see is 1 go in, 2 go in. Maybe if I'm Keegan Murray, I make a concerted effort to get to the free throw line. Maybe get yourself going in some way. Maybe drive to the basket a little more. And I know Mike says they, don't pass up open shots.
Don't pass up an open shot and dribble into the defense.
Dog, we got to get this guy going, though, Whitey. We got to get him going, Mike. What are we supposed to do? I don't know. It's as I'll use your word, frustrating.
Yeah.
It's frustrating right now.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. James has been hanging on. Hey, James, what's up? Good calls today, huh?
Hey,
The bar's high.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, James?
So just a comment on Keegan. Everything you're saying is spot on. I mean, Keegan's a great player, a good player. Happy to have him on the Kings. He's been asked to do a lot. I think the frustration that I have with Keegan is just the lack of, emotion. And I know it's playing at this level, the level of emotions is, important. But he reminds me of Eli Manning so much, where it's just like, he's a good ball player, but does he really care about what he's doing out there? That's kind of where I'm at with what he's doing right now. And it's like, maybe he needs to go Kobe Bryant Olympics and just run through somebody's screen, put somebody on their back, just show a little fire out there to get him going rather than putting so much pressure on his offense in what he's not doing there. Cause he definitely feels like he has a lack of confidence. Secondly, how about a timeout last night? I mean, just reset, get a good play. I feel like, Mike Brown, it's the second game, if I'm not mistaken, this season where he had the opportunity to call timeout at the end of the game and just let him free flow, and it didn't work out. So I'm saying we needed a timeout at the end of that game last night.
Thank you, James, for listening. So you want Keegan to show more emotion. You wanted the Kings to take a timeout before that fateful last possession. We'll address both those when we come right back to Sacktown Sports.
This holiday at T-Mobile, I'm joined by a special co-anchor.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, Big Snoop D-O-double-G.
Snoop, let's talk about T-Mobile.
Okay, cool.
This holiday, get 4 lines for $25 a line, plus 4 iPhone 16s with Apple Intelligence and the all-new camera control on us.
Let's get cracking, like a breakfast egg.
You can use those eggs to make some eggnog, Snoop.
Respect.
And people do love T-Mobile, where you can save on every plan versus the other big guys.
Y'all can take some of those savings and buy some Snoop merchandise.
Always a great stocking stuffer, Snoop.
We up out of here.
Hold your horses, Snoop D-O-double-G. Let's remind people one more time.
Head to T-Mobile.com and get 4 iPhone 16s with Apple Intelligence on us, plus 4 lines for $25. Now drop that jangle.
With 24 monthly bill credits, 4 eligible trade-ins, and 4 new lines with autopay. Well-qualified customers plus taxes and fees and $35 per line connection charge. Cancel entire account before receiving 24 bill credits and credit stop and balance on required finance agreements due. $829.99. Credits end if you pay off device early. See how you can save on wireless and streaming versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence available now.
When you're hiring, ZipRecruiter's technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. What if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Check, check, and check. That's the sound of me getting a jump start on my holiday list. But I can't take all the credit. Kohl's makes it too easy. I got my daughter a mini instant camera, my husband his favorite cologne, my sister Kookaburra by UGG slippers, and that's just the beginning. Then I got 20% off some of my other gifts. Yep, it doesn't get better than Kohl's. Select styles. Offer valid to November 23rd. Coupons do not apply to tech, Sephora at Kohl's, and Kookaburra by UGG. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
Thanks for all your feedback today. As we said earlier, if you think about it, wow, the Kings have handled this situation well. But when it comes to emotionally how you feel,
right?
I think most Kings fans are very frustrated with another narrow loss. We just talked to James. James had a couple of points. He feels like Keegan needs to show more emotion, and he feels like the Kings, before Dearon Fox was stripped or whatever happened, feels like the Kings should have taken a timeout last night. What do you think, Drapes?
Let me start with the timeout issue. I think you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. I had no problem as I'm watching it. You had the ball in your guys' hands, De'Aaron Fox, defense backpedaling. Like, you don't want Atlanta to get their defense set. You got the ball in De'Aaron Fox, who you trust will make the right play. So I was okay with it. I mean, it's hindsight is 20/20.
I think you're 100% right. Mike Brown addressed that last night.
Yeah.
He said we didn't want them to set up their defense. De'Aaron addressed it last night. I think Matt George or someone asked him about timeout, and he went, "Oh, no. No. I mean, if you run a play, you're going to run a play to get him the ball anyway.
Right.
He already has the ball.
Exactly. And here's the thing, too, about it. Give me De'Aaron with the ball coming up the floor and not in the half-court set.
Yeah,
out of a timeout. Defense is trying to figure it out. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Didn't work out, but that's a great opportunity.
Now, regarding Keegan Murray, and what was the take?
He needs to show more fire. He needs to be like Kobe and run over somebody. Kobe in the Olympics.
Nah, see, but here's the thing. We say that now after a bad game. But one of the things people love about Keegan here and make not fun of, but think it's cute and adorable is his lack of emotion. Now, I'm watching our boy Brendan Nunez posted a video of Keegan being clearly frustrated at the 6th foul call.
Yes, yeah.
He grabbed his jersey up and everything. So just because he doesn't show it to you guys doesn't mean on the inside he's not playing hard. He's not battling. He's not fiery. And so I disagree with that one.
Yeah, the notion that Keegan is not more emotional because he doesn't care, I don't see any way that holds water.
Right.
He definitely cares. Yeah, he's not outwardly emotional. Jerry Reynolds always says, well, people who say that, they wouldn't have liked Tim Duncan much.
Right. And we know Tim Duncan is one of the fiercest competitors out there.
Yeah.
So, you can't. Don't let just because they don't show it like, they're not screaming like Draymond. They still care.
Yes. Yeah. It speaks again to fan frustration because fans are trying to figure out what's wrong there. So that's one of the things you notice. Well, maybe if he was more emotional, but I don't think that's the answer at all.
I don't think that's the answer. And I think he's just going through a struggle right now, the last 3 games. Remember, I just pointed out against Phoenix a week ago, he was 7 of 11 from the field, played pretty well. And so these things happen, man. We just haven't had everybody clicking on at the same time.
Yeah.
That's what we're missing. 1 minute, Trey Lyles is having a tough time making baskets. Then it's Kevin Huerter. Then it's Keegan. And so we just need to get everybody back healthy, get guys flowing, get them into a rhythm. We're not in any rhythm right now offensively, it seems like.
Yeah, and one more point on the timeout. This happens in sports, whether it's going for it on 4th down or pinch hitting or whatever it is in baseball. Just because whatever team doesn't work, that doesn't mean the alternative would have worked or would have been a better idea. In this case, I think the Kings, they played the percentages. It was a smart move not to call the timeout there. It didn't work out. Atlanta defended well, but that doesn't mean, if they called timeout, they would have won.
They would have won the
easily.
game. Yeah. We don't. Yeah, exactly. We don't know that. You got to let it play out. And here's the thing: as a coach, you do what you think is right in that moment. We can look at every decision and look at it in hindsight 2020, but you don't have the knowledge of that beforehand. I was okay when they had De'Aaron dribbling up the ball, shut clock winding down. I was okay with that.
Yeah, and remember, it's not always easy to inbound the ball. Remember that play where De'Aaron last night was trying to get it to McDermott and just threw it away.
Yeah, exactly. So we can't do that. We can't. Yeah.
But how about Neon Keon, cooler than Freon? What a hot streak Keon be on, last night?
Yeah, and it was great to see, man, because remember we had talked just the other day against Utah. It looked like he was, I don't want to say being punished or anything, but his minutes weren't what they usually are. And so to play with a freer mind last night, to knock down those threes the way he did, and mind you, Whitey, it wasn't like everybody else was hitting. Now here comes Keon. He sort of spearheaded that run for us. When he started hitting, then it started becoming contagious out there. And we've said it before. One of the reasons we thought perhaps Keon would be a starter is we know about defensively is if he could shoot 40% and be aggressive, now he gives us something else. And I mentioned it, the stat before, the only other player to score 20-plus points off Malik Monk the last 2 years, off the bench, other than Malik Monk the last 2 years, is Keon Ellis. We need bench scoring, Whitey. So, Keon, I know how great you are defensively, but it'd be nice if you can get us 10 to 14 points tonight.
And how about the exclusive club that he joined last night, Sacramento Kings, with 9 or more three-pointers in a game? Omri Caspi, Mike Bibby, Buddy Hield, Keegan, and now Keon Ellis. I tell you, when he is shooting well, I know he has kind of the axis is a little off, so it looks like it's side spin, but it's just the ball's tilted when he releases it. But when he's shooting well, like last night, to me, I see that guy, and to my eyes, like, that guy's a pure shooter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got the body, he's straight, and he has that one little funky little wrinkle with the way he releases it, but it is true.
No, it is. And the thing I saw last night, he was pulling it. Like, there was no hesitation. Like, he hit a couple, and he was like, all right, I'm on one tonight. And I love the fact that, and he talked about, he's not deferring to anybody. He's not, should I shoot this or not? No, Keon, you out there, bro. Get in your bag. Do your thing. Let it fly, as Mike says. And so even though we lost the game, I feel like we gained something. Hopefully, impactful offensive Keon Ellis going forward.
Was there anything that, to your eye, the Kings actually accomplished in this stretch here without DeMar and a couple of those games, without Domas, and, of course, without Malik?
I mean, I think certain guys, Trey Lyles, Keon,
Jordan McLaughlin,
broke out of some shooting slumps, showed what they can do. And this time last week, we were bemoaning about the bench, 7.5 guys. Now, and I said it yesterday, I feel like we're much deeper than we knew a week ago. And so these injuries have given guys an opportunity to step up. And Jordan McLaughlin played close to 20 minutes last night. You know what I mean? 8 points. How about this, Whitey? 8 points, 4 assists, 0 turnovers for Jordan McLaughlin. And so I think he's a rotation guy. Keon's a rotation guy. Obviously, Trey's like, now we could go 9 deep and feel comfortable with it, I feel like, going forward.
Yeah, Trey Lyles had 10 rebounds last night.
Yeah, double-double.
For offensive.
Double-double for Trey.
Yes.
No, I thought he was great, Of course, we wish he would have knocked down some shots, but that's everybody, knock down some timely shots. But you ask, what did we find? We found these guys. Because this time last week, Trey was still one of our Whitey's wish list. He was a permanent fixture on there, basically, and so now it seems like he's got a groove going. Keon's got his groove. Jordan McLaughlin's getting an opportunity. I want to see a little bit more from Doug McDermott, but he was solid last night as well. And so I think we found our bench last night.
If they ever do a movie on this year's Kings team, Paul Rudd should be Doug McDermott, in my opinion.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, I know he's not as tall, but to me, that's who I think of.
Hold on. Let me look up. I don't know, man.
You're not going.
I'm not going for that.
All right, it's Doug McDermott.
Right.
It's box office too. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Tin has been hanging on. What's up, Tin? What can we do for you?
Brad Childress, you guys were talking about Drake's boy, Josh Childress, and then the Kings opening night playing the Minnesota Timberwolves. So shout out to former NFL Minnesota Vikings, Brad Childress, man. When I started watching football in 2007, Adrian Peterson, Rookie of the Year. Man, that's my boy. But anyways, on Keegan, if he could do a 47-point game, he could just do another 60 prior or after that. And he could be 109, just like De'Aaron. So if Keegan want to be talked about like that, with the greats like Will and Kobe, man, just put up more attempt. And that's all I got, man.
All right.
10.
Brad Childress.
Haven't I said anything?
Okay, Josh Childress, Minnesota Timberwolves, Brad Childress.
Oh, my
Let me
God.
speak, man.
Welcome to the world of Tin.
Oh, my gosh. I don't even know what to say to that, man. I don't even know.
How did Tin even get there, man? That was
You
deep thought right
tell
there.
me, Jay. You the screener. Oh, you mean when he was delivering his tape?
Yeah,
I thought you meant how did he even get on there?
Point A to point B, and it's like, wow, okay.
He got to that on the phone. He just said it. He was sitting there listening.
And then how about his transition back to Keegan? And I was like,
step your game up, Keegan.
Oh my gosh, Tim, we appreciate you. One of our most loyal listeners.
Yes, sir. So next up, the Kings have the Clippers. Clippers took down the Warriors last night.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if I feel good about that, though. I mean, I do. I want the Warriors to lose.
We know you do.
But the Clippers, that's going to be a tough matchup, Whitey. We need our guys. Hopefully our guys come back. Remember, and we owe them one, too. It's going to be a tough matchup, man.
Yeah, and then you got the Nets in the mix coming
Brooklyn.
up. Yeah, I know Jay's excited because the Nets, according to reports, may be looking to deal some people. Cam Thomas,
Thomas. Come on, Jay.
Nick Claxton.
Hey, listen, I'm doing my job. I'm throwing out stories, man. I mean, I'm a fan.
Oh, you throwing out some content for us, giving us content.
Yeah. Throw a few other different names out there for me.
Let me ask you this, though, because I like Cam Thomas. I think, bucket getter.
Yes.
But if you're Brooklyn, you want some picks, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to trade a player like that, you want some picks. Do we have those? No. We still owe Atlanta a pick. We got to give San Antonio our, 2031 or whatever it is.
Uh-huh.
So, and Cam Thomas ain't the answer. We don't need another offensive guard on this team. It's good sports talk, radio talk, but it ain't the fit, fellas. It ain't the fit.
We got enough of shooting guards, don't we?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as my boy Frank DeRosa would say, if you try on the glove and it doesn't fit, or if it's it's too small or too big, then it probably won't fit.
That's a good point.
What? You never heard that, Jay?
Nah.
Frank
You ever heard
DeRosa.
that golf to go?
Oh, we
Nah,
got
what?
to play that commercial, bro. He says, if you try on a glove and it's too big or it's too small, then it probably doesn't fit. No shoot,
Come
Sherlock.
on, man. Are you serious?
That's not exactly what he said.
It's kind of like that, Whitey, right?
Yes. He's like, if you pull the Velcro strap over and it doesn't reach, your glove is probably too small. So he does.
We're going to hear
That's
that
my
today at
favorite
some
one.
point. Yeah, we got to hear that today at some
All
point.
right. When we come back, Tony Ray Harvey is going to join us. He
Our
was there
guy.
last night. Yeah,
Yes.
maybe he can explain what's going on with Keegan and where the Kings go from here. Was this an encouraging stretch or a discouraging one? We'll find out next on Sacktown Sports.
At the law offices of Dale R. Gomes, we understand that when you're facing a crisis, you need more than just a lawyer. You need a team. Our dedicated attorneys work together, combining decades of experience to guide you through personal or defense matters with care and expertise. We're committed to supporting you every step of the way, ensuring your voice is heard and your rights are protected. With offices in Sacramento and El Dorado County, reach out to the law offices of Dale R. Gomes today, 916-999-9033, or online at dalegomslaw.com.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like any other website. SubcontractorsUnited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Black Friday is on its way at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet, and there's no better place to shop for all your power tools. Low price Makita Bare tools starting at $89, Makita batteries starting at just $49, and many more of the year's hottest deals. November 25th through December 2nd. That's right, one whole week of crazy deals on power tools. So don't forget, our Black Friday sale will be November 25th through December 2nd. Check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road or online at fastenersinc.net.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Right now is the perfect time to replace your windows. It's Bell Brothers end-of-year warehouse sale. We're offering our lowest prices of the year on all windows and doors. Plus, instant rebate up to $2,000 when you purchase new windows. And zero payments, zero interest financing for 12 months. Call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or go online to thenosurpriseguys.com. These deals will not last long. If you've been putting off getting to replace your windows or installing new doors, now is the time to take action. It's Bell Brothers end-of-the-year warehouse clearance. Call now at 916-444-1234 or go online to thenosurpriseguys.com. In-home estimates are always free. If you're ready to replace your windows or install new doors, right now, Bell Brothers has the lowest prices of the year, plus an instant rebate of up to $2,000 when you purchase new windows or more, and zero payments, zero interest financing. Get all the details at thenosurpriseguys.com. Minimum purchase required. Financing based on approved credit. Cannot combine offers.
No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Tony Ray Harvey going to join us in just a moment here. I'll tell you this, Drapes. I was hanging out with Tone last night, and I asked him if he's on Blue Sky now, and he said, "Oh yeah, I am." And he said, "I am because I heard you guys talking about it, and I heard Drapes is on Blue Sky, so that's why he got on."
Yeah. I follow Tony on Blue Sky. Happy to do so. I tell you what, and I told you this, and Tony Ray Harvey is going to be joining us here on the YouTube channel. I posted my Blue Sky account on the other app.
Yeah.
Hey, come join me. And I tell you, my mentions, they're a cesspool right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It turned political quickly.
Yeah.
And all I did was say, hey, join me on this other app. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, people got upset about that.
The world we live in. Journalism's press information officers, world news, athletics, media law, and entertainment. Tony Ray Harvey, who's been covering the Kings for a long time, joining us. Tone, what'd you think of the officiating last night, sir?
Oh, wow. Well, first of all, hey, mid-afternoon. Happy mid-afternoon to you both.
Yes,
Kev,
thank you.
Drake and Jay. I don't really like to factor in, what goes on with the officiating, because I'm really critical of the NBA referees and how they handle things. And last night was definitely another one of those examples, but I don't even know if the game should even ended that way as it did. I mean, I just read the 2-minute BS report, and it pretty much explains everything to me. So I'm not happy about the way that turned out. But if you flip that over, the Kings had other opportunities to win that game,
yes,
and unfortunately they came up short. So as far as with the referees going, I don't want to get too much into that. Maybe they sent somebody after me.
Tony, you don't want that to happen, man. They might club you or something like that, right? Hey, I want to ask you before we delve into the season and the last four. Last night, what was the issue? Is it just unable to make timely shots? Did Trae Young pick them apart? All the above? What was the issue last night?
Well, you guys know, I like to visit both locker rooms and opposing teams, coaches' interviews, and we did get to talk to Trae Young last night about what he was doing. Of course, he was 1 for 7 shooting from the floor. What he hit all 5 of his free throws at the free throw line. I think he understood early on in the game that the game plan for the King was to focus on him on defense. So next thing I have to do is cook it up and start passing that ball around. And I think one of the main weapons that he used was Clint Capella, using his expertise, under the basket. Of course, and I wasn't surprised that, DeAndre Hunter, caught on to that because Trae Young was hunting him down, and passing the ball to him. And the next thing you know, he winds up with 19 assists. So I think that pretty much was the game plan coming in there, because we know how hot of a shooter Trae Young was in, but he's also, a very skilled, knowledgeable, high IQ basketball player, and he understands when, he can get the other members of his team in the mix. I mean, they probably one of the high assist leaders as a team in the league. I think. Wow, what did they have last night? 34 assists. Okay, it's a little bit above their average, but they're right up there. They're a good ball passing team, and it worked well with them last night. They got the win.
Yeah, you're right. Right on the money. 34 is right.
And they're 5th in assist on the season
the
per
Kings
game.
Used to put up numbers like that. They haven't been doing that lately.
Yeah.
Tony, this was a rough stretch for the Kings with all the injuries. A lot of people were worried about how the bench would play. What did you think about the way some of the reserves held up during this streak without Domas and without Malik and without DeMar DeRozan?
This is a pretty good situation for the bench right now, because Mike was forced to play these players when those other key players went down. So, and then we asked Doug McDermott about that last night too, and he said, more time you get on the floor, you get to understand, how to play with each other, in that second and third unit. So I think that worked out really well. Of course, we know Keon could do so many things last night. It was pretty surprising to see what he was doing last, as far as shooting that three ball. But I have to give it up, to the newcomer, Orlando Robinson. He's getting into the mix. And of course, Jordan McLaughlin. Okay, he's not in this league, for nothing. He's here for a reason. And he's showing Mike Brown and his coaching staff, how valuable he can be in that second unit. So hopefully that can continue, and they can keep these minutes down from these starters. I know, I think Kevin played 39 minutes last night. De'Aaron definitely played 39 minutes last night, but hopefully going forward, we can get those down to those 34 and 35 minutes, and the bench could be a big part of that.
Tony Ray Harvey joining us here, the Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports 1140. Tony, we've had an interesting discussion. Some callers have been heated a little bit about what do we do with Keegan Murray? What are you seeing that's happening with young Keegan out there on the floor?
I don't know what's going on with him, but he's really been struggling, especially those last 2 games. He was 3 for 9 shooting against Atlanta, then Utah Jazz, 2 for 6.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, he fouled out last night in his last good game was against Minnesota. What do you have, like 14 points and 10 rebounds? I think, at some point where he's trying to fill in the role and be a valuable asset on the defensive end and the offensive end, something is just taking its toll. He's exerting a lot of energy out there. He's picked up a few more pounds, so he's trying to adjust to those type of things, and it can be a mental thing. But all of this is just coming from my perspective, fellas. But that's just pretty much what I'm seeing. Another thing that I'm noticing too, which I think we already know, as far as him trying to create his own shot. He's trying to create his own shot, but at times it's just not working. It was at one point when he got in the middle, I think it was maybe DeAndre Hunter was covering him. He's in the paint. He put the ball on the floor. He does that little turnaround and he just shoots it. But I don't think he shot it with confidence. So it's those type of things that he needs to understand. That what do they say? You probably know these fellas. You get a chance to rest on the offensive end, but you give it your all on the defensive end. I know that's how I was coaching when I was playing. I don't know how the games have changed. This is NBA. This is a professional league, but it's just a lot of things that he has to understand, especially when a team needs him in these type of situations. Okay, there's no DeMar out on the floor. There's no Domantas Sabonis out on the floor. You need to be the man. You need to step up and say, "Hey, this is it. Give me the ball." Okay, on the defensive end, he's going to take care of his business, but give me the ball so I can make something happen. I think the coaching staff have to work with him a little bit more to make sure he's involved. Start running some plays for him or something.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Tony, Drapes, Jay, dear listener. Talk about playing defense when we played. Defense was too hard, right? Defense. It's hard work. It's one thing you can't fault Keegan for. He definitely works hard at that end. But for me, it's like, that's too difficult. What did you think, Tone? You've been watching the Kings for many, many, many years, and appreciate your help with our, 40 top Kings. We've never seen anything quite like what De'Aaron Fox did this weekend. What'd you think of his 2-game explosion?
I have never seen anything like that. I think the last performance like that, I think I was talking with Brendan Nunes after that 60-point effort. DeMarcus Cousins was the last person I seen, do something like that in a 2-game span. But when you get to see it, with your own eyes, you're sitting up in that press box in that press area, it's like, wow, this is really happening. And to score 60 points, I mean, and put yourself in the class with Kobe and the likes of Wilt Chamberlain, that's really special. I'm looking at it like, at one day, I know De'Aaron Fox has a few more years in this league, but well, first maybe they should put a Oscar Robertson statue out in front of Golden One Center, G1C. But at some point, De'Aaron keep putting up these type of feats. He's still wearing that Sacramento Kings uniform. They're gonna have to put his statue out there because that was just strictly amazing. And he stepped up at the right time. You knew we got people down. I gotta make myself a force. And we seen that blended into to the 49-point performance. The following night. I mean, he hit his first 7 shots. I knew he was going to do something special again that night. Just 1 point off of 50. So, but this young man is incredible. I really like the way he has developed since he's been here since 2017. He come in young. He had that Jimi Hendrix look. Now he's married. He got 2 kids. You see the maturity in him on the floor and off the floor. He got this great shoe deal. Got these shoes coming out here next month. And, everybody's, picking up on that. And hopefully you get more national attention. It's like Mike Brown said, the sky's the limit. So hopefully we'll see another 60-point effort from De'Aaron Fox.
That would be sweet. Let me ask you real quick about De'Aaron Fox then. What do we need from him when the others come back, when DeMar is back, when Domas is back? What kind of De'Aaron Fox do you hope we see?
Pretty much keep doing what he's doing. In some of the other areas, he's been helping out on the rebounding edge, which the Kings really do need. And I know Mike Brown and his coaching staff have been preaching that, we need some rebounding guards as well. He's been dishing the ball, pretty well when the defenses are focusing on him so he can find DeMar, Domantas, and Malik. I think that's pretty much all going to take care of itself because this is one thing that Quinn Snyder said last night about De'Aaron. De'Aaron knows the feel of the game, okay? It doesn't know, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to score 28 points, 38 points, okay? He knows what to do and when to do it at the right time. So with those guys being missing, I think that's just going to, just be a little more of an addition to helping them out and making them better and trying to pull down some more wins, especially, if you get those 4 Musketeers back, those 4 swashbucklers in Athos, Porthos, Aramis, and D'Artagnan.
Wow.
Yeah,
well
okay, yeah.
Boy,
I'm a big fan of Alexander. I'm a big fan of Alexander Dumas. So I was watching the movie the other day, and I was just thought about the Kings.
Pretty good stuff. All right. Thanks, Tone. We appreciate it. We'll see you. I guess won't see you till next weekend or next week, but thanks. We appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
Hey, let Tone get his blue sky off yet.
No, yeah, we should.
Yes. Thank you for that. Though I'll usually hear from me or more, on that platform. But thanks for inviting me on your platform. I enjoy having these discussions about you and these discussions about the Kings. You guys have a great evening.
All right, Tone. All right, man.
Appreciate it.
Peace.
Yeah. Take care. Now, he mentioned statues. He brought up statues. So we're back with statue talk because there's an NBA legend who's getting a statue. Are we ever going to start building any statues around here? We're back with that when the Drive Guys return to Sacktown Sports.
DC here, and if you've been thinking about a new car, you gotta see my friends at Folsom Lake Kia. You can always count on low payments and zero down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For many families, joining MediShare means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people, obviously. But what's more, MediShare members like it a lot. Their satisfaction rate is 98%. Imagine that. And MediShare is a proven thing, too, for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing. If you join before November 30th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they'll waive your application fee. So you save even more right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline is November 30th. So call now and you'll save even more. Here's the number: 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind, and that's okay. Because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And our job is to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. So whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night. The Sacramento Area Sewer District. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
Don't you deserve healthcare you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
When an overwhelmed injury victim calls Ashton or Price, we immediately remove their legal burden and introduce them to the very best medical care in the region. They focus on their health and we handle all the rest. When they reach the end of their medical journey and are reunited with happiness and hope, we unleash our decades of legal experience to obtain maximum compensation. We are real, local, experienced litigators and snappy dressers too. Consultation's free and there's never a fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number one claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
Afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Drapes, you guys showed the replay over the weekend of the play a couple of years ago where De'Aaron Fox missed a free throw on purpose against the Timberwolves. Yeah, so we're watching that, and Sheena says, wait, that's De'Aaron Fox? He looks so different.
Yeah. That was young. That was baby Fox.
Yeah.
If you will.
Yeah, he had the
hair.
A little different
Yeah. Now he's a grown man Fox with kids and married and everything. You see the evolution of young Fox in front of our eyes here.
Every so often we'll have a conversation about in front of the Kings Arena, should they ever have statues? I don't know if we'll ever get there. We do have that wonderful sculpture out front. You know, heaven forbid we put anything out there that would overshadow that. But I mentioned this also because the Lakers just announced yesterday they're putting up another statue.
Yeah.
And love or hate them, you know, they have quite a history. So Pat Riley is going to get a statue in front of the it's not
crypto.
Is it still the
It's
crypto?
crypto.com.
Still?
Yeah,
Okay.
still. Yeah.
So let's see. He will join in Statue Land Elgin Baylor, Kobe Bryant, Chick Hearn, Magic, Shaq, Kareem, and Jerry West. They haven't announced the unveiling date yet, but, you know, it's hard to argue with the idea of Pat Riley having a statue. Shouldn't we have statues here?
We should.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Who would be the first?
I don't know. I honestly
Big
feel
O.
like, yeah, but he wasn't here.
He wasn't here. Yeah, that's the thing.
And I'm not saying no, but I'm saying that makes it a little more complicated. I think Greg Lukenbill is somebody who should be considered for a statue, but, you know, no one's going to put up a statue of a guy that used to own the team. It just doesn't work that way,
It's not
right?
going to work like that. Yeah, exactly. How about this one? I'm going to throw this out there just as a talking point. David Stern.
Nah.
I'm just saying, dude, it's 500 David Stern
We already
way
named
or
the
whatever.
street after
That's what
him.
I'm saying.
We got the whole block on.
I'm just saying. I just throwing out a conversation piece.
I'm gonna keep it 1,000.
Yeah.
If there's anyone who probably needs it, it's either G-Man or Jerry Reynolds.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, the Kings haven't had that type of success
Right.
from an owner and or a player and or a coach. And I think if you think of, you know, rainbows and hugs and kisses and everything else when it comes to who you want to, if we're just talking about a Sacramento era, I mean, it's tough to argue with Gary Gerald. Like it really is. And the type of respect that he demands throughout the league, you know, that he's beloved. Like if you say something bad about the G-Man, you about to get stomped out almost.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of one of those things. And Drapes, I know, you know, you're privy to talking to all the play-by-play people and color analysts, and you attend the meetings and everything else. I would imagine the G-Man has that type of love. Is it inside the inner circle as well? Does the G-Man get that type of love inside the play-by-play?
Yeah,
circle?
the veteran guys.
Yeah.
G-Man. I mean, we had our guy Steve on yesterday.
Steve Holman?
Yeah, and you know, both those guys have been around, and to see, you know, 40 years of Kings basketball right there. And to your point, G-Man should have a statue, because here's the thing about G-Man. I can't find anybody with a bad thing to say about G-Man.
That's right.
If you meet G-Man, I constantly tell the story. You know, my first game in Sacramento, this older guy with white hair comes motoring up to me and introduces himself and then hands me a Christmas card with my name on it and everything. I had never met G-Man, but like, that's what I'm saying. Nobody can ever say a bad
tear
word
it up
about
like you do to box scores, do you?
Nah, I put it with the Brock Purdy jersey somewhere, you know, somewhere underneath my car somewhere or something like that. But no, I would be okay with the G-Man statue in Sac for sure.
Yeah. Obviously, nobody would complain about a Jerry Reynolds statue. I'd love to see a Jerry Reynolds statue. The point about G-Man, if you had to pick one or the other, I mean, G-Man he's still there. He's the one guy. He's been there the whole time.
Right.
And still going strong.
Never wavered. Yeah, still going strong. He's been there, the highs, the lows, the first year, the last year. Like, he's every game. You know what I mean? Like, he's the guy. You know, we talk about an encyclopedia of Sacramento King knowledge. He's that. He's a walking encyclopedia of Sacramento Kings basketball. And so, no, he's a legend, man. And I think if we do get one, he should be it.
Yeah.
Because he ties all the eras together in Sacramento.
Have you, and this is, you know, I know we're singing the G-Man praises, but he deserves it. How is the G-Man, and I could be completely off base here, please correct me if I'm wrong. How is the G-Man not been like, or how's his name not synonymous with Hall of Fame yet? Like, how has he not got that call, or at least close to? And I understand he's still in the game. I understand that. But, you know, we're talking about someone, if you want to say, well, he didn't do national. Well, yes, he did. He did.
No,
He did for many months. I'm not saying you, but I'm saying, the arguments that people could say, well, Chick Fern versus Vince Scully. Well, G-Man is a legend in NASCAR. He's a legend as a play-by-play. How has the NBA not called him for Hall of Fame yet?
It's a good question. I think baseball does a better job of honoring their radio broadcasters of the past than the NBA does. And I could be wrong, but I know they have a whole broadcasters wing, and I don't know if the NBA has an equivalent of that. So maybe
I'm
they do.
looking at some of the inductees in the Kurt Gowdy Media Award, which is the broadcasting wing of the Hall of Fame. And this is no shade to any of these people. I'm just throwing out some names. Holly Rowe, Walt Frazier, Mike Gorman of the Celtics. So G-Man is sort of like the Mike Gorman's been there since pretty much for 40 years. Just hung him up. He went in 2021. Mike Breen, Ralph Lawler. G-Man's right. G-Man's the Ralph Lawler of Sacramento.
Better believe it.
Basically. Doris Burke, Craig Sager, Jay Billis. I'm just going over the last 10 years or so. So there are some names that I could argue G-Man probably should be
no question
in there ahead of.
And it doesn't even have to be either or.
Right.
I mean, those people,
they did what they did. Well deserved. So does
question.
G-Man. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Jay. And that goes to show you, too. You're talking G-Man's good enough for the Hall of Fame. Best believe he's good enough for a statue.
Come on now.
Out here.
Come on now.
Like, if he could be in the Hall of Fame, which he should be.
Yes.
He should have a statue as well.
And if they were going to do a player, I still think, I always look over there because the magazine used to be over there.
Oh, yeah. The five.
The Sports Illustrated
starting
cover.
five.
To me, that's the cover. That's the statue you have to have in Sacramento.
I agree on that. There's no one singular player, right, that we would put
Not
over
in my
them.
opinion.
Like
Tony
C-Wag.
said, and like Jay says, Oscar Robertson, but that's historic.
not-
That's like American history, but he wasn't here.
Jack Twyman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Pretty close.
Like,
Yeah.
Nate Tiny Archibald. Like,
Right.
just-
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd probably do Royale.
Royale, my
Royale
guy.
have a
Yes.
statue.
He should. Wouldn't that be amazing? Like, think about it. It's like almost like Philly having a statue of Rocky, a fictional character.
Yeah.
Royale never existed. You know, nobody ever saw him in person. But
So Drapes wants David Stern walk. He wants a David Stern statue. He wants to change the name of Macy's to Stearns.
come on, man. Come on. Oh, man. That's Stearns. I like that, though. I like that. That is, I like that. But he was instrumental in
He
keeping
was.
him here, too.
Yeah.
So
We named his street.
He got a
after him.
street.
He got it.
Drapes,
I'm just
he already
saying.
got the key to the city.
I just threw it out as a talking point. I'm not saying absolutely definitely. It was just a discussion point.
Is it?
Jay.
But is it all BS to the side because you don't have a player or one, right? And I think you guys have kind of nailed that down. Is G-Man, like, if we're raising it up, is G-Man the guy? Is he the first one that should get the first? And I know, we're picking and choosing. I know you guys, we all have friends and acquaintances and things like that. But, G-Man and Jerry's tough to argue.
Yeah.
Because they have longevity, and Jerry would probably argue this success. He'd probably say, hey, Jay, wasn't too successful. But just so many different things they've done. Like, when you talk about the Sacramento Kings, for me, you're talking about Gary Gerald.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think he encompasses everything that the Sacramento Kings are, moving forward, what we've been through. Like, the G-Man is the guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's still going strong.
Right.
He's not just still going.
Right.
He's still going strong. Yeah. That's a good one. If it had to be a player, Jay, you had to pick a player. Had to be one
Just
player.
one?
Mitch?
Just one player.
Yeah, it's The Rock. It's The Rock. Because
Everyone would go and throw paint on it.
Yeah, and then he'd probably sell it. But you have to, because he was the first initial Hall of Famer.
Maybe so.
Weber, to me, I felt like he was here when the struggle was real, I should say.
Huh. Anyway, how should the Kings feel about the just completed homestand? We're back with that. We'll get into some football, too, and those San Francisco 49ers. Haven't talked much about them today. We'll do that when we come back to Sacktown Sports.
Purchase new wiper blades from O'Reilly Auto Parts today and we'll install them for free. See better and drive safer with O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Carmichael Dave with a simple question. What are you thankful for this year? So many things to consider, but one thing we can all agree on is a well-running vehicle to get you where you need to go each and every day. Jiffy Lube would like to say thank you to all their customers this November. Whether a weekend road trip to Lake Tahoe or your daily commute to work, Jiffy Lube has you covered. Serving the greater Sacramento area since 1984. Visit jiffylube.com today to find a location near you, generous oil change coupons, and more. Happy Thanksgiving and holiday driving from Jiffy Lube.
Black Friday savings on now on the all-new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates, every new 2025 half-ton LT, RST, LTZ, and High Country in stock at Maida Chevy. Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area. $8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, and other offers. Ends 12/1/24. Source internet search 11/2/24.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
What would it take for a plumbing company to earn your trust? Jerry and Kenny here from Bell Brothers. And let's face it, plumbing and service companies don't always have the best reputation.
So to earn your trust, the first thing they'd have to do is actually answer the phone when you call with a real live person. Then they'd have to send a plumber when you needed them, day or night, without charging extra for emergency services.
A trustworthy plumber would show up on time, wearing a clean uniform and name badge, and be able to show that they had passed a background check and drug test.
A plumber you could trust would give you a firm quote on the job before starting and clean up after they finish the job.
That's exactly the plumber you'll get when you call Bell Brothers, a plumber you can trust. Call Bell Brothers right now for all your plumbing needs. Our number is 916-444-1234 or find us online at theNoSurpriseGuys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
For officiating or not, the Kings let one slip away last night. 109-108, Hawks over the Kings. We're not going to spend a lot of time complaining about the officiating. You probably saw the 2-minute warning, and you've heard about it by now. The NBA came out today and said, whatever contact Dyson Daniels made with Dearon Fox's hand, it was incidental. The play was clean. They also said that Daniels did not step out of bounds. But here's the thing, so we put that aside because we know there are other things the Kings could have done that would have ensured a win for them that had nothing to do with the officiating. So lost opportunity last night, shorthanded, but still they could have won that game. But my point isn't, the officials cost the Kings game last night. I just want to make this point. This has been the worst 3-day stretch for NBA officials in the history of the 2-minute warning. The last 2-minute report. It's been abysmal. It's almost embarrassing because Saturday, Jason Tatum made a game winner in overtime against Toronto. And the next day, the NBA came out and said, well, he traveled before that. Okay? That was after Saturday. Sunday, Julius Randle made a game winner for the Timberwolves against the Suns. And the next day, the NBA came out and said, well, he traveled. So that shouldn't count. So that's 2 days in a row. The NBA comes out with the last 2-minute report and says a game winner from the night before shouldn't have counted. So today, the NBA comes out and says, despite what they said about the Kings and the Hawks, they said, yeah, Dame had a game winner versus Houston, but Giannis had stepped out of bounds on that possession and it shouldn't have counted. So that's 3 days in a row. The last 2-minute report comes out and says a game winner from the night before shouldn't have counted. How is that helping anything? It's just really underscoring how incompetent the officials are, and I don't see how that makes anything better for the game or the players or the fans, Jay. It's just, at this point, it's like, stop.
Yeah, a lot of people argue the 2-minute report is, the last 2-minute report is null and void, like you said. How does it make it better? The other thing, though, and we've had this discussion on the show before, Whitey, and it came with the NFL and the NBA, but I think we're really kind of focusing in on the NFL officials, and we'll have Mike Pereira on tomorrow, right? Yeah, tomorrow at 5 o'clock if you want to catch that, talk about 49ers game. But at some point in time, don't the officials got to get reprimanded?
Yes, I hope they are.
Like fined, miss a game. I don't know what it is, and I know more times than not, how do you attack a person is money, in our economy and in our life, but something's got to give with that. The 2-minute the last 2-minute report is trash.
You made the point earlier when we were talking about player performance, and you were pointing out, look, if a guy or a woman in a sport, if they can't play, they just can't stay there.
Right.
Well, so it's not even necessarily a punitive thing, but if you have officials who are just incompetent, you just can't let them keep doing it. And Truth. It's not like, all right, this is your punishment. It's like, we're sorry, you're just
you ain't cutting it.
Yeah, you're not good at this.
The one thing that, and you're right. The two things that gets me, I'm just gonna start with one, but two things that gets me is this: officials, unlike any other profession for the most part, are the only workers, employees who can't get reprimanded. Like, you can't talk bad about them within the inner circle, and that means, like, even in you try to evaluate them as as an employee, a co-worker, as the NBA players or an NFL player, like, they're your co-worker, so to say. They're on the field, they're together. They're not your managers, they're there to help the game. And so it kills me the fact that dudes get fined off of just saying, look, my coworker needs to step up. Just like you guys are asking me to step up, my coworker needs to step up. And then the second part about it is it's like these cats are Teflon Don. You can't touch them in any form or fashion. And what makes these people, they do something completely horrid, and then all of a sudden you see them sprint to the locker room, straight out the arena, straight out the stadium. I'm out, right? And then
you're welcome.
This is the other part too that gets me. After every game, there's press conferences. Players, coaches, and the former Dallas Cowboys, the owner and the general manager. We just saw a couple SIDs, like athletic directors in college. The name escapes me, but the athletic director in Utah a couple weeks ago came out, talked about the officiating because they lost to BYU in a sham. But guess who never talks?
Yeah. I think sometimes they have a pool reporter who will get to talk to the head official, I think, in certain circumstances.
Yes.
But yeah, if I'm wrong, please let me know. I've never heard an NBA coach say anything even remotely close to being favorable about the last 2-minute report.
No
one's even said, no, it's okay. No one's even said it's all right.
Yeah.
Everyone hates it.
They were right. We were wrong.
Yeah.
Like, no player, no coach said that.
I'm looking for the 2-minute report. I always feel better after we see that. So I don't know. My point is, I don't know why they do it. Maybe, especially in this era when there's so much legal gambling, maybe the league feels like, well, if we stop doing it now, people will think that we're covering things up. I don't know. They're trapped, but it's just bad look for everybody. When every day you have the NBA coming out and saying that game winner last night, that shouldn't have counted, our bad.
Yeah.
It just doesn't help at all.
Or maybe, what about this thought? Is it one of those things where it's like, you know what? It kind of fall on what you're saying is, we want to show you our hand. we don't want to act like these people are beyond,
right.
you
It's
know,
supposed to be
reproach.
transparency.
Yes, transparency. Exactly. But it never happens that way, because just as quick as you show the last 2 minute report, which as you're making a great conversation, I mean, a great argument, it doesn't help. On the opposite of that, you can't get no answers from none of these people. So it's, again, they're beyond reproach. So you're telling me they're wrong, but we don't hold them accountable. Right. And if we do, you're then slapping our hand in the form of what makes the world go around, which is money. You know, it's different.
Right. Yeah. It's not like the NBA says, yeah, so-and-so blew that call last night, so they will be taken off today's game. No.
Right.
Life goes on for them.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
And then the losing coach is supposed to feel like, well, thank you. I knew they got it wrong. Now I'm okay.
And then, that's you know, the other thing that gets me is when you protest the game. Has there ever been, and correct me if I'm wrong, I would know, you would probably be one of the people who would know this. If you protest the game, has any game ever been overturned off a protest from a coach? I
think there have been 2 games that they continued because of a protest. Where they said, oh, yeah. And I think both of them had to do with clear clock
dysfunction,
yes,
malfunction.
Where, there was too much time or not enough time. And I think one of them was a game where the 2 teams playing, was it the Nets and somebody? Anyway, there was a protest, and the league said, yeah, when those 2 teams play again, it was like in November. When they play again in March, they're going to have to replay the last.
I kind of remember that.
And the thing was, the 2 teams had made a trade in the meantime. So about 6 guys played for both teams.
Yeah, I do remember that. I remember that.
Yes.
That wasn't too long ago, actually.
Yeah. And then I think there was one when Shaq was with the Heat where they had to replay part of it. So it's very rare, but that's a matter of clearly where you can say, look, the clock said this much time left, and that is clearly wrong. You know, that's easy to prove. So the league had to go in and go, yeah, you're right. We need to replay those minutes, whatever.
So more or less it's just because of the timing situation, but nothing else. There's never been, you know what, this guy traveled, this person wasn't supposed to check in the game, the coach overstepped the line, like whatever it is, you protest and you get what from it? It's a waste of time. Mm-hmm. And I wonder, you know, it's a good question. We might have to figure out who to get on. If you protest, do you have to pay like a fee to protest?
I believe you do.
You do.
Going back to that game, we just talked about that. Ryan Hollins was on the Kings against Memphis at the end of the game, and he tipped the ball with like
the hand
left, and he clearly tipped it, but the officials said no. And then Courtney Lee, I think, scored, and the Kings protested because they're like, clock should have started as soon as Ryan Hollins tipped it. We won the game, so you had to pay the fee. And the league said no. Even though you could clearly see it.
Whack,
yeah, they said no, sorry, you lose.
And you know, it's tough. It's tough as a fan, and it's tough as someone that's in the media who listens to the fans. You know, as you said, you can show me your hand all you want, but also when you spit in my face and let me know with these 2-minute reports, like, hey, you were right, but doesn't matter. Doesn't change anything. Mm-hmm. You're not getting anything in return. You know, where's the satisfaction from the last 2-minute last 2-minute report?
There's just, at this point, I don't know anybody who's like gets anything out of it. By the way, that was a game 1978. It was the Nets and the Sixers, and there were some guys that played for both teams because the Nets filed a protest, which led 2 refs involved in the original game being suspended and the last quarter and a half of the game being played again. So they had to do that later when the 2 teams met. They'd made a trade in the meantime. So a bunch of guys ended up playing for both teams in the same game.
Dang.
Anyway.
That's interesting.
Yeah. But as far as last night, and again, not to say the officials cost the Kings the game, but there's no way in the age of replays a game should end the way that ended last night. And we're right back with that. And Drape should be back with us too momentarily. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Join Sacramento State football this Saturday at 2 for the Causeway Classic versus UC Davis. Get your tickets at HornetSports.com.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy you happiness, but money did help you buy an RV, which means an excuse from working Saturday with your insufferable coworker, Dave. So money is helping you listen to birds chirp instead of Dave chirping about how his toddler is fluent in 3 languages. And it's also why you'll be smelling pine trees in the air, not Dave's tuna melt reheating in a microwave. So save money by bundling your RV or boat insurance with home or auto from Progressive and buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the...
Designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your...
Windshield wipers. eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
If you're looking for an Affordable Care Act health insurance plan, you have good timing. It's the open enrollment period, and there's an easy way to search, Health Markets. At healthmarkets.com, you can see a list of ACA plans available to you in your area. If you have questions, or when you're ready to choose a plan, there are licensed insurance agents ready to help you apply. See how easy it can be to find your next health insurance plan at healthmarkets.com. Health Markets Insurance Agency, Inc. is licensed as an insurance agency nationwide except in Massachusetts.
Lowe's knows you want to get even more value for the holiday. That's why as a My Lowe's Rewards member, you get new member deals on holiday decor, tools, and more. And you earn points when you shop. More points equal more rewards to help you save on holiday and more. Not a member? Join for free today at Lowe's.com/MyLowe'sRewards because Lowe's knows deals. Program subject to terms and conditions. Points are awarded on eligible purchases. See Lowe's.com/terms for full details. Subject to change.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
We were just wondering about protests in the NBA. Not saying the Kings should protest, but obviously there was some funky officiating last night, and there's been a lot of it in the NBA this week. 3 days in a row where the NBA has come out and said, yeah, that game winner from last night shouldn't have counted. According to the Association for Professional Basketball Research, last time an NBA protest was upheld was during the 2007-2008 season. The Heat protested Shaq getting DQ'd from a game.
I remember that.
When they said he actually hadn't fouled out. Table officials at the game against the Hawks got Shaq's number of fouls wrong. And he was DQ'd with 59.1 seconds remaining in overtime. And so the Heat went back and said, that was wrong. So the league allowed the final 59.1 seconds of the game to be replayed. Shaq was no longer even on the team at that point, and the Hawks still won the game. But
I remember that.
Jay was just asking, do they ever uphold, a protest? And they're rare, but it has happened.
Yes, it has. And what year was that?
That was 2007, 2008.
2000. Think about
so
that.
it was 2007 in December when he was DQ'd. Then they resumed it in March of 2008.
And then he had already been traded
to Phoenix.
Traded to Phoenix. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And there was also, we were also talking about the game in 78, the Sixers and the Nets. And there was a protest. And by the time they resumed it, they'd had a trade. And so about 6 guys played for both teams.
Right.
In the same game.
So basically, no, then, right? Yeah, I mean, it ain't going. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And there's been some egregious ones. And like you said, 3 straight days.
That's
game win.
incredible.
Like these are like singular plays that cost the team a game. You know what I mean? Like, and these teams lost it. Who knows? At the end of the season, they miss out on 1 game or something like that. It's like, I understand human error and I get it, but that doesn't make a losing team feel any better.
Yeah, so why are they still doing it, Drapes? Do you think it's because of, with all the gambling, the league feels that they have to be willing to show their work, even when it's really bad work? Because nobody likes it. I mean, you talk to coaches. There's not one coach that even said, it's okay, I guess. They all hate it.
Well, 2 things, Whitey. They think that it's a form of transparency.
Yeah.
They think, oh, we're coming clean, see?
Right.
But then, one, you come clean, it's like getting your hand caught in a cookie jar. And you're caught, you're red-handed, but nothing I can do about it. It's, you know what it's like? You ever see the stories, the news stories, where thieves go into a store, they steal something, I'm going to just let them go, can't do anything about it.
Right.
That's what the NBA is now. Oh, we made a mistake, but we can't do it. And then, conversely, the second thing that frustrates me, maybe even more so, Whitey, is when they double down on the mistake and use the words incidental, marginal, things like that. That covers up their mistake.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, just get it right. Just get it right. Should they do like the NFL does? eye in the sky, somebody back in Secaucus making a judgment on the fly.
If it helps get it right, and they have people in Secaucus,
It still don't work.
Yeah. And my point is, again, and not to say that the officiating cost the Kings the game. It didn't help, but that's not what cost them the game last night. But in this era of replay, Drapes, I feel strongly that a game should never end like that game ended last night, where you've got TV replays that seem to suggest Daniel stepped out of bounds. You've got fans wondering, well, can't they review that?
Right.
And Mike Brown said after the game, he said, I think the game's over, so there's nothing we can do. He was right, but it was clear he wasn't entirely sure. And that's just a terrible way for a game to end.
How about this? I got a suggestion. I got a solution to the problem, Jay and Whitey. Hear me out here. You know how the league has challenges and everything like that. You win your first challenge, you get your second. How about each team automatically gets a challenge in the final 2 minutes? No matter what happens the first 46 minutes, a coach is able to challenge at least one call in the final 2 minutes. How about we reset it then? Final 2 minutes. We do a lot of things for final 2 minutes. We reset the timeouts for the final 2 minutes. We reset the fouls first in the last 2 minutes, second. Why not reset challenges?
I would rather the officials be allowed in the last 2 minutes or 1 minute to review anything they want rather than giving teams an extra challenge.
But here's the problem with that. If the officials don't know they made a mistake, they won't look at it. If the officials think they got it right, they won't take a look. That's the problem, you know, and I hear you. It would be nice if officials are questioning a call and they aren't sure, go to the replay, look at it. I get that. But a lot of these times, they think they got it right.
Yeah.
You know, they don't think Dyson Daniels fouled De'Aaron Fox. Mike Brown and the staff got the replay, and they can say, hey, look over here. We want to challenge that. I think Adam Silver, Jay, get him on the line. That's the change we should make. Give each coach, each team, one challenge in the final 2 minutes.
The NBA loves that the coaches have to use a little gamesmanship to determine when they're going to challenge, right? How many do I have left? What if I miss here? I don't have any more. And that would kind of ease that burden on them. I don't think they want to do that. Plus, I don't want anything that's going to make the end of the games any longer. So it's that whole thing, you know, yeah, you want to get all the calls right, but then you need replay, then the games are longer. Here's the other thing about the last 2 minute report, and we're just talking about the replay last night. All they say about Daniel's foot appeared to be on the baseline, right? With 9.9 left. Comment, Daniels avoid stepping out of bounds prior to releasing the pass. That's all they say.
So they're saying he wasn't out of bounds.
Yeah. But, I mean, it sure looked like it, but it's easy for them to go,
we just say it. Right. It's like it's, you know, the sky is blue. No, it's red.
Yeah,
it's red.
Right.
What can you do about it? No, that's blue. No. And they're saying it's red. No, I'm with you,
That's
man.
why you find them, Drapes. That's why I said they have to make officials stop being beyond reproach. They have to be. Like they are the only person that is part of a game that cannot be questioned, does not have to answer questions. They don't have to come to, you know, they're not under the gun. The media has no availability to them 9 times out of 10. Like who's fact checking them?
Who's watching the watchers?
Yes.
Here's a big question.
Oh, you got a big question. What you got?
A lot of Kings fans feel this way strongly, as you well know.
Yep.
Do the Kings get the short end of the stick from the officials because they're the Kings? Does De'Aaron Fox not get the calls that players of his caliber on other teams get? Is that the reality of being a Sacramento King?
No.
In 2024?
I'm not buying that. I refuse to buy that, Whitey. You want to know why?
Yes.
Look at De'Aaron Fox's game logs this season.
Well, I know he had 19 free throws and 11 over the weekend.
So if 19 free throws and 11.
Yeah.
So he gets to the line. Maybe just last night, I don't think those officials say, oh, we're in Sacramento. We're going to screw them, not give them the calls. Or that's just De'Aaron Fox. I've seen players the caliber of LeBron James not get calls. The officials are just bad sometimes. I don't think there's a hidden agenda or anything like that. I just think they get it wrong some of the time. And I think, you know, when you look at De'Aaron Fox, here's a guy that put up 60. Here's a guy that put up 49. It's not, oh, we don't respect him. We're not going to give him the call. I find it hard to believe that. I think they are just bad. And I don't think there's this, oh, man, if we were the Lakers, we would have got that call. Well, I've seen LeBron not get calls. I've seen AD not get. Like, it happens. I've seen Tatum upset. Every single player in the league we've seen put their hands up and say, where was the foul or something like it. It's part of the game, man. Mm-hmm. It's just part of the game.
Yeah. There was a time, 70s, 80s, there were a few guys that used to complain and they stood out. Like Rick Barry complained all the time. It's like, oh my goodness. Danny Ainge used to complain a lot. Now
everybody,
the guys that don't complain are the ones
that stand out. Right.
What's wrong with him?
I mean, and the thing about it too is, Whitey, guys are complaining while action is still going on.
Yeah.
You know, Lucas giving up a bucket, arguing with an official, Draymond, Tatum, those guys. I mean, we see it time and time and time again. I will say this. The Scott Foster, CP3, Chris Paul thing, the league, I don't know if the league's made a decision never to let Scott Foster ref Chris Paul games again, but there's something fishy there.
Yeah. That's the line that cannot be crossed. And to me, the officials came close to crossing it last night if they didn't actually cross it. But just getting back to the guys that complain too much, Jeff Van Gundy made this point. You have a guy who complains a lot like Draymond. Draymond can scream at the officials all night long. Scream at them. They don't want to call a T. But a guy like Kyle Anderson that doesn't complain, if they call a foul on him and he goes, hey, tee him up. You know?
Yeah.
Hey, what was that? No, you want another one? I'll throw you out.
Yeah. They let Draymond get away.
Oh,
some of the stuff he says.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That's wrong, right? Everybody's supposed to be officiated the same.
And they're not.
And they're not. That's what's sad about it.
Yeah. But last night, to my eye, there's no way I can know this for a fact, but it just seemed to me watching the game that the officials, it got a little personal to them last night. And at times it seemed like they were trying to make a point to
really?
De'Aaron Fox
You
and the
think
Kings.
so?
Yeah, there was just a number of times. I mean, you take the case of Dyson Daniels play at the end of the game. The official is standing right there. How about when De'Aaron Fox, who was it that he got tangled with on the baseline? Remember that? And the official was standing right there.
Yeah.
It just looked that way to me a couple times. Giving a guy a technical foul and giving him a delay of game warning because he threw the ball to the wrong official?
Nah, Whitey,
that's the tell.
I'm not co-signing on that because I'm not going to pander to the audience right now. I'm not going to pander to our listeners right now. I looked at both those plays. When I looked at the Dyson Daniels play, initially I thought, all right, it was clean or hand and ball, you know. But then you slow it down. You look at the reverse angle, which they don't have the advantage of. In that moment, you got to make a call, and then you just got to live with it. Same thing with De'Aaron Fox, and I think it was DeAndre Hunter. And real speed, I didn't think DeAndre Hunter pushed him down or held him down or anything like that. I just feel like I said, these guys are bad. It's not an axe to grind or I'll show you or anything like that. They're just bad at times, man.
Why do they? I don't know that I've ever seen that. I haven't that I can remember where you give a delayed game warning because he throws a ball to the wrong official.
Yeah, I got to look that up.
And what about, okay, the Dyson Daniels play that was ruled a clean play at the end of the game? I mean, the official was standing right there. And you're right. They don't have all the angles. They can't see things in slow motion. But he was about as close as you and I are to each other. And he didn't call a foul there.
Yeah, but
and the ball went up in the air, so he clearly didn't hit the ball.
I don't know. I'll tell you what. If Sacramento, we're going to spend today talking about the officials, we're wasting our time.
Well, we said that though. That's not why they lost the game.
Yeah, we're wasting our
what's
time.
going on in the league. The officiating it's deplorable right now.
So it's not a Kings thing.
Embarrassment.
So it's not a Kings agenda-driven.
I don't know. You seem to think it's not.
Nah, of course not. But you just said the league is a bad officiating.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not just Sacramento then. It's not just that. It's a league-wide issue.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how you correct it. I think, honestly, the final 2 minutes get the challenge and the eye in the sky like the NFL. And I know the NFL isn't perfect, but how many times have we seen the NFL, a spot is wrong, the eye in the sky says, you got to move that or something like that.
It's taken them that long to
Right.
figure that out.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I think there needs to be another set of eyes, not on the court, but is in the booth watching the same replays we're all seeing on television. Like the problem, Whitey, and I've said this before, is when the consumer at home has more information than the officials, you're going to have stuff like this. Because the officials make a call in real time, don't have the advantage of replay. We're sitting at home on our couch looking at 20 different angles of it. And that's why officials are getting second guessed, because we get more information than they do, which is crazy.
So stop showing us.
Hey, back in the day, we didn't have all that.
Got you.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying hide it, but it's a part of the evil that we live in right now.
What if they did kind of like a concussion situation in the NFL where you have a third party that technically, and I put it in air
I
quotes.
thought you were going to say when a guy makes a really bad call, you send him
to the blue tent? No. Well, it should be.
Yeah.
But what if you so-called have a third party, there next to someone that's a caucus or wherever you want to have them, and they're looking as well?
That's kind of what you're saying, right? That's kind of the eye in the sky.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. But I don't even like the third party, Jay.
Okay.
Because then we start questioning the third party.
I got you.
Who's this third party? Oh, this guy's from LA. He grew up a Lakers fan. All that. Then it's kind of.
But isn't that natural?
It is.
Haven't we seen naturally, if you grew up a Kings fan, there's just no way for you to shake that. If you're on the court and it comes down to it naturally, organically, human nature, you're almost gonna I'm gonna give them the benefit of doubt almost.
There could be one key to this whole thing that we're all missing. Could be.
Fine ass.
We'll come back with that. Also, we need a moment to go get the bus because we got to throw Kyle Shanahan under it again when we come back to Sackdown Sports.
The holidays can be tough for some, especially if things from your past are still following you around to this day. Now, don't be afraid of your past this upcoming holiday season, as an expungement can help. And that's where the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez comes in, as he's local and has a great track record. Now that expungement can help you get a job, get your life back in order, and you'll also get your constitutional rights back. He's offering discounts on expungements now through Christmas. Call 916-304-9187. That's 916-304-9187.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Holidays at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right, sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
Don't you deserve health care you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans. Made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills that features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Just because it's November does not mean we can't barbecue outside. Visit California Backyard now for your best selection of grills and Napoleon Grills accessories.
Black Friday is on its way at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet, and there's no better place to shop for all your power tools. Low price Makita Bear tools starting at $89, Makita batteries starting at just $49, and many more of the year's hottest deals. November 25th through December 2nd. That's right, one whole week of crazy deals on power tools. So don't forget, our Black Friday sale will be November 25th through December 2nd. Check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road or online at fastenersinc.net.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number 1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
Ball is caught. Ball is intercepted. Flag is down. The Seahawks have the football. Hall intercepts it in midair. This can end on a penalty on the offense. Game over. Seahawks win in San Francisco. End a 6-game losing streak to the Niners.
Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Sacktown Sports.
That call courtesy of, I don't know, some yahoos in Seattle. Good for them. We'll get back to that in just a moment. They act like they won the Super Bowl.
I mean, that was for them, right? that was. When's the last time they beat? They had lost, 6 straight to the Niners, I think it was.
Been a while.
That's their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They ain't going to make no noise in the postseason, so,
You know, a couple of weeks ago when we were complaining, everybody was complaining about a controversial NFL call. I think it was Mike Florio, Pro Football Talk. He suggested the league's not going to do anything about it because they think it's actually good for the league to get people talking about it. So really? I'm wondering if on some level that's the NBA's philosophy too. As much as we rant and rave, maybe they feel, you know what, people complain, but they're still going to watch.
They're still watching.
And they're complaining, but they're complaining about our league. And it actually generates more interest in a backwards way in our league. I don't know, but otherwise I can't figure out why they don't fix this.
Well, I mean, here it is, Whitey, and this is the nature of things in society today. There's that initial outrage, then afterwards, people just go back to watching. NFL, how many times have we seen people say, I'm done with the NFL, I'm never watching. A guy almost died on the field, Yeah. And then Ray Rice incident, people were, and then it's still the most popular. So to your point, if I'm the NFL, NBA, we may take a hit this hour, but let it die down. It'll be fine.
By the way, Draymond says people want him suspended. Have you heard? Now there's a lot of people saying, oh, what he did to Zach Edey, which is what Domas did to him, right? And he was outraged and he stomped on Domas. Then he did it to Zach Edey. Draymond says people want him suspended because NBA ratings are down and his name creates a buzz.
Dude, nobody care about you, Draymond. This guy's a role player on a team that missed the playoffs last season. Nobody caring about Draymond. I did hear Kendrick Perkins today earlier. He was screaming for the suspension of Draymond, saying that Zach Edey, that could have ended his season. That could have been a season-ending injury or something like that. But because ratings are down, we trying to inject Draymond's name and create a storyline. Nobody care about that dude like that.
I know Kendrick Perkins is your guy.
That's my guy. Don't
top 5 big.
Exactly. Don't be slandering Perk.
I'm not slandering it. I don't intend to. And I know he's come on our show.
That's our guy.
He didn't know me, but done us the favor coming on our show. But when he gets really excited about something on TV, I don't necessarily take it very seriously. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because I know that's kind of, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Perk is trying to go viral. He's trying to say something with a hot take or something like that to get people. Yeah. He says, all right, I'm with you. All right. I co-sign that. I agree with that.
All right.
But that's all with all those ESPN talking heads kind of do.
That's what
Shannon Sharp, Stephen A.
This is your job.
This is your job.
What you're supposed to do.
Because if you don't say anything that gets a rise out of people or gets clicks, then what good are you to the company? It's especially that kind of company, that kind of show. It's all about who can say the most outrageous thing. Another guy who's like that, Dan Orlovsky, says some outlandish things too. And it's like, really, dude? But then he gets people talking about him. And that's good publicity for ESPN.
You know what else I'm going to appreciate? When I get to Sacramento and I get to hit the free food, get the free food. That's all I need.
I should text him right now. When you coming to Sac? He doing all that talking. He ain't been to Sac yet, right?
Yeah, yeah. Here's one guy in the media who's not like that. This is a guy who he's a journalist, a print journalist first. Now he's multimedia, and he's one of the most trusted and learned 49er reporters out there, Matt Mayoko.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Grant Cohn or something. I was like, what? I didn't know if you were trolling or, being sarcastic or something.
Matt Mayoko is a great guy, too.
Our guy.
So this is someone who is not prone to these over-the-top, outrageous statements. Here's what Matt Mayoko says about Kyle Shanahan. Coach Kyle Shanahan is the person most responsible for the team underachieving at such an epic level. He's the head coach and the offensive mastermind. So to me, that is very significant.
That Matt, and it's that he's the messenger. He's the deliverer of that.
Yes. He's not one to veer out of his lane to take shots at anyone, especially not the coach of the 49ers. But he is a reporter, and he calls it as he sees it. And he says, he is saying that it's this hot seat stuff and fire Shanahan. He says, that's ridiculous right now. But he says right now, he's the person most responsible for the team underachieving.
You know what this reminds me of, Whitey?
What's that?
When Bill Belichick started to go down. And it's obviously a different, but before Belichick could do no wrong. He had his loyal people that followed him, didn't question him. Then slowly people started to turn against him, start pointing the finger at him. And I'm not saying Kyle Shanahan is that far along down the line that Bill Belichick was that eventually led to his firing. But when the team struggles, you start to look closer at, what's going on here? I thought we had the roster. I thought we were talented. What's the problem here? And you start looking at the coach, especially when you're not winning. You look at Bill Belichick after Tom Brady left, he was still riding high. Then Brady left, and year by year, they got worse and worse, and people same thing. And there were writers who would not criticize Bill Belichick. Then all of a sudden, it's like, Bill's not drafting this. What's up with these play calls?
So where did it start to go wrong for Shanahan using that parallel? Because Brady leaves, and all of a sudden, Bill Belichick is just a guy. What has happened to Shanahan? What's turned him into?
I think in
disappointment or whatever.
I would love Jay's input on this and Niners fans' input on this. 916-339-1140. I think the Super Bowl loss. I think, the fourth quarter, some of the play calling, overtime, not informing your team of the rules, that kind of thing, and start to look. And after overtime, you're like, damn, when are we going to win the big one? He's still dealing with baggage from Atlanta. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like anytime they collapse and lose a lead or something. Oh, remember he was the OC in Atlanta when they lost. And so I think for some, the tide had already turned, obviously TC and guys like that. But I think the loss in the Super Bowl and then this season, he's had a number of blown leads, and we don't look at Brock Purdy. We're not looking at CMC or Debo as much as what's going on with Shanahan.
Can he find it in time to get this team even back into the postseason? We'll see what Jay thinks about that when we come back to Sackdown Sports.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Drapes, Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. And now that the holidays are here, there is no better time than right now to head down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. The Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration is back from now through January 2nd. You may say, Kyle, what is the Holiday Love Celebration? Well, let me tell you, at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, you can discover exceptional offers on a new Mercedes-Benz, like the 2025 GLC 300 SUV. It's just $559 a month for 36 months. They also have a full lineup of SUVs, vans, electric vehicles, and of course, certified pre-owned vehicles with rates as low as 2.99% APR up to 72 months on select vehicles. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton believes in the true Mercedes car buying experience. So make the short drive down I-5 to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton and see what a true car buying experience is really about. Or, of course, you can go online at mbofstockton.com.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopy.
This Saturday, November 23rd, the regional rivalry is renewed as it's the 70th annual Causeway Classic. It's the UC Davis Aggies battling the Sacramento State Hornets on Native American Heritage Day, and a salute to the senior class for Sacramento State. That's this Saturday at 2 at Hornet Stadium. Tickets on sale now at hornetsports.com. Be there for the Causeway Classic, UC Davis and Sacramento State. Stingers up.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Black Friday savings on now on the all-new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates, every new 2025 half-ton LT, RST, LTZ, and High Country in stock at Maida Chevy. Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area. $8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available in special financing leases on the offers. Ends 12/124. Source internet search 11/224.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
We'll get right back to the 49er talk, but right now we've got the Emirates NBA Cup on from Boston, and what a court they've got there. Parquet, green court. I thought we were watching Tron first when I turned it on.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I wonder what Jason Jones in the Athletic ranked this court. I don't remember. Yeah, we'll have to look that up. Yeah.
So it's the Celtics and the Cavs. Are the Cavs ever going to lose a game?
They might not, man. Oh, the Celtics are balling, though. 41-34. Peyton Pritchard, of all people, is cooking right now.
I'm not surprised.
I am. Anytime he hit a shot, I'm like, really?
He's incredible.
Peyton Pritchard.
He's a magician.
I know. I'm not going to. I mean, it's nothing personal. I just don't know how he does it.
Sure
it's like I know. And my son, Nick, he loves Peyton Pritchard. I'm
There
like,
you go.
really?
There you go.
Peyton Pritchard is that guy who is on he's
There
like
he is.
almost like Robert Horry, or Derek Fisher playing with Kobe and Shaq and
Good
thinks
entry
he's the
pass.
reason why they're winning.
Great entry pass from Pritchard. Horford puts it in.
He is controlling this game, though, Pritchard. I've seen him make 3 buckets, the great entry pass. Sam Hauser ain't got time. Hauser, come on, man. Trying to check Donovan Mitchell. I don't know how these guys are doing it.
Pritchard in the front court.
Oh, is this an assist?
To Brown for the 3 over and off. So anyway, we got that going on. And then the Kings Clippers, is that a tournament game Friday?
Yes. In-season tournament game.
You on the call? Purchase new.
Yeah, man. I'm on. Of course,
You on the
big
call?
fella. Of course. Come on, man. Come on. It's a big game.
Of
Jay,
course,
it's a must win.
My bad. Of course.
Come on, it's a must win. They like Drapes. We need you, bro. I'm like Mariano Rivera calling me out the bullpen. We need you. Save this game for us. So yeah.
By the way, speaking of baseball, Stephen Vogt, Manager of the Year, former Oakland Athletic.
How about that?
Yeah.
That's all that counts.
Damn, he went from player to Manager of the Year just like that.
Have you ever seen the video of Stephen Vogt doing his impersonation of a basketball referee?
No.
Oh, it's hilarious. I'll have to find it for you. It's great. He's very funny.
Who? Stephen Vogt? Really?
Yes. When he was with the Ace, he would do this. He was on
of a basketball referee?
Intentional Talk or something, and he did it. Oh, he's hilarious. I'll show it. I'll get it.
Yeah, I got to check that out.
He's very funny. What's not so funny is the fact that the 49ers are struggling, and Jay was going to let us know what he thought of your theory that Kyle Shanahan he's already on the back
on the back, like,
wow.
And what it is popular public opinion is starting to turn against him.
And you think it's similar to what
Bill Belichick went through at the end?
Huh?
It's like you're the king of the castle. You know, you're everybody loves you, and then all of a sudden, starting getting little cracks here and there.
What tipped him over the edge was the loss.
Yep.
What do you think, Jay?
Super Bowl loss, Jay.
I'll say this. Real talk. 100% agree with you, Drapes.
Really?
I really do.
Okay.
And talking to so many 49er fans, more than I feel like I probably need to talk to, the Super Bowl loss has kind of put 49er fans, and I'm not speaking for everyone, I'm just speaking for the 50 or 100 that I've talked to and people that be on the show or see me in traffic and want to talk 49ers. They have a Super Bowl loss fatigue. They really do. And this year, I've noticed that more than ever with 49er fans, where, you know, the heart's in it. They're of course rooting, they're floating the flag and everything else. But it's also one of them things like last year was the year. That was it. Yeah. That was the one. We were supposed to pull the trigger. We're supposed to get the win. And so, Drapes, I'm with you, man. I think last year's loss in the Super Bowl and the things that you laid out, the overtime, the in front, could have put them away maybe offensively and things just didn't get done. I think a lot of 49er fans are kind of asking, well, what's next? And unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, White, is there who's the person to come replace him? And I think that's where he still has, a chance is how do you replace him? Because he's a great coach. He needs to evolve. And I'm not sure that's what's happening. So who do you get to replace Kyle Shanahan right now?
I'd never thought of it the way you just put it, but as you talk about that Super Bowl loss fatigue, I know I can think of a 49er fan I know in the Bay Area that I used to work with. I don't think he's recovered from 2019.
Yeah, agree.
He's still dealing with that.
I'm with you.
I think for a lot of those fans, last year was like, okay, finally we can put that behind us. But instead, no, it's worse. So I understand that. That's an interesting way to phrase it. But aren't we talking about two different things? Aren't we talking about fans feel this way, but what does that have to do with the coach losing his edge as a coach? Or what am I missing?
Well, no, I think it rolls into it. I think there's so many things. It's like a snowball effect, fellas. I think it's you gave up the 3rd and 15, and albeit it wasn't him, and he's not the defensive coordinator, but we know how it goes. His name is in the moniker. He's the head coach, so he's going to be the one that's going to deal with it. And then you start to influx some of the other things, the QB, things we talked about yesterday, passing on Tom Brady, not going after Matt Stafford, choosing to do Trey Lance. You passed on Matt Ryan, traded Jimmy G for a 3rd round. And what happened? The coach wound up getting Matt Ryan for a 3rd round. Then on top of that, you gave up Super Bowl lead. Jaquazi Tartt dropped the ball, but again, you were right there. You could have closed it out. Jimmy G didn't get it done on 3rd downs. I mean, we could continue. And so I think it's just a snowball effect when it comes to Kyle Shanahan. And unfortunately, he is the constant compared to anybody else that's really around the 49ers, and John Lynch.
You may have actually given him more slack than he deserves when you said, it's 3rd and 15, but he's not the coordinator.
Yeah.
Because this is from Baldinger, and thank you, Jay, actually sent this to us on Nick Sorensen. Brian Baldinger was on the game today in San Francisco. He said about Nick Sorensen, the current coordinator, defensive coordinator, quote, opposed to Steve Spagnuolo and some of these other teams in this league that are good blitzing teams, they, the 49ers, just don't know how to get a free hit to the quarterback. They just don't dial it up. They don't overload. They don't disguise. So they're pretty bland in what they do. And on the one hand, yeah, that's a defensive coordinator, but who's the one who hired the defensive coordinator?
Right. We can't just keep blaming the DC when Shanahan is the guy hiring. Last year Wilkes was the fall guy.
Yep.
This year now people pointing the finger at Shanahan. I mean, at Sorensen. But here's the thing, Whitey. The quote you said from Baldinger, they're not dialing it up defensively. It goes to the same thing Jay was saying offensively. Like, sure, they're not blitzing defensively, but there's no hurry up offensively. Both sides of the field are bland right now.
Yeah, forget the special teams, Drake.
Yeah, they're anything but bland, Jay. They're like, I need
they entertaining.
Right,
very entertaining.
Dude, I need some Pepto-Bismol when watching that special teams, bro. My stomach get all woozy watching them, but because you never know what's going to happen. But they're bland on both sides of the ball, and that's what people have said in the YouTube chat and the text line. They are a boring football team right now.
I have to admit, I've been in denial about the possibility for the 49ers to miss the playoffs. All year I've thought, oh, this is bad, but they'll make the playoffs. Oh, that's terrible, but they'll make the playoffs. And now you look at it, 5-5, and they look like a pretty average team.
Yeah.
That's going to have to mount some kind of comeback because they're out of playoff position now. And I'm just kind of realizing this week as we're talking about it, there's a very good chance they don't even make the playoffs.
No, there's a good chance.
That's remarkable.
And this is almost a must win, against Green Bay this week. And here's the thing, fellas. And I'm not trying to be negative towards Niners fans. I'm being 100% serious about this. Week 2, week 3. We always say, oh, they got time to turn it around. Wait till they get CMC back. Wait till
that, I admit.
When do we finally say, like you're just saying, 10 games in, they're just not a good football team. They're a very average football team. What more do we need to see? Or is it, Niners fans, wishful thinking, holding out hope that things could get changed? Because here's the thing, Whitey. There's nothing that shows me this season that this team can turn it around. They are what their schedule says they are. They are what their record says they are, right? That's what I was told by a smart man in this building.
Next 2 games we'll know, right, Jay?
After
the next 2 games we'll know a lot.
Well, Whitey, you were here hosting with me, or I was hosting with you, and I should take a step back, and Drapes was gone. And remember, after they lost the Cardinal game, I said it. I said, this team is average. This team is very average. And to answer Drapes' question as a 49er fan, my hope lied in the fact that the bye week would come, Drapes.
Yep.
And they would get CMC back. They would get Greenlaw back. Hufanga might come back. Feliciano would come back. Jennings will come back, and so on and so forth. And it just hasn't happened. And so if you're being honest and you keeping it a buck, you're going to hold out hope till mathematically they're gone. But in reality, we knew this team was average 4 weeks ago. We truly did. And we were just hoping they could flip the switch like they've done the last 3, 4, 5 years, where after the bye, it's all downhill. Now we're ready. We're tightening up our game plan to get to the Super Bowl. It's just not there, though.
Shanahan reminds me of like a musical artist who hadn't had a hit in a while, and he keeps playing the same things, and people are like, yeah, what else you got?
What else? Yeah.
Because they just can't do the bread and butter things right now that everything that he brought to the 49ers is based on. You can't run the ball. It's like, all right, what else you got? So far, he doesn't have it.
But okay, let me ask you this.
Don't you agree with that?
Yeah, agreed wholeheartedly. I definitely would. Who replaces Kyle Shanahan? And I'm pretty sure you've seen reports, and I can't remember who it was. I'm not sure if I sent it to you guys today, but someone in the national media who has a big name, one of these insiders, reported that if he was to go, he'd be the first one hired. Right, because it'd be new set of rules, new location, fresh face, that type of situation. Who has the gumption to come behind Kyle Shanahan right now with this team where Drapes has talked about it? Whitey, you've talked about it. Age is becoming a factor. You have you basically have a bunch of seniors and a bunch of freshmen and very few in between because their class is huge as freshmen, rookies.
Right.
And you got a bunch of seniors that it's kind of like, oh, we might get you back for a 5th year. You might hit a red shirt, So who's the person to replace Kyle Shanahan right now?
I don't think they'd even think about getting rid of him and I don't know how long the extension is for. But I mean, with what he has accomplished, he's safe there for a while.
Yes.
But it's just between now and whenever that extension expires, he's going to just have to prove that he's got another gear. And I don't know who would replace him.
Yeah.
Because right now he's running the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know who the answer is, but I believe, and I could be off base, if he doesn't get it done next year, fellas, Jed York, John, they got to seriously take a look and reevaluate what's happening inside the organization.
Yeah, if they don't bounce back next year.
Right.
And, they could still make the playoffs this year. Could still happen.
Right. But if we're
Eagles
here
in the playoffs and you beat the Lions and you're back in the Super Bowl.
Right in there and you're facing Joe Burrow.
It's possible, but highly unlikely. Like if we're sitting here a year from now talking about the same thing, the team 6-4, 4-6, whatever it may be, coming off a loss to a bad team, like you got to start looking at. Like think about it like this, fellas. If Nick Sirianni is on the hot seat for the collapse after going to the Super Bowl, and his record was better than Kyle Shanahan's,
yeah, but he's a knucklehead.
And he doesn't. The other thing too is, and unfortunately, this is part of it. And a lot of times 49er fans don't want to admit this. He is a dynasty coach. He is coming from his father. And the other part is
the Shanahan tree.
Yes, the tree.
The Sirianni tree is like a little bush.
Yeah, that's a bonsai.
that my dog disrespects.
And the other part too, Drapes, is this. The 49ers gave Shanahan just what you said, Whitey, all the keys to the house. He's the janitor, the principal, the teacher, the yard duty.
CEO
like he does it all.
Yeah,
the school unified district superintendent. He does it all. And that's maybe part of that is bringing some of that back. Hey, brother, you just coach. Just coach big time. We don't need you to do none of the other stuff. Just coach.
Yeah. That's
evolve.
He would be so hard to replace if you brought in another coach. Then, all right, who's going to run everything? Is it Lynch?
This is Belichick.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Maybe so. All right, when we come back, Kings survive a short-handed homestand. So now what? Next with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Total Wine and More. Find bourbons and Cabernets that you adore.
With curbside pickup and delivery available and the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors. Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda. Yeah. Your one-stop Honda shop.
Hey, this is Greg Pop-Up. Are you working through a major insurance claim? Sunpoint Public Adjusters can help. Sunpoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call Sunpoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. Sunpoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
If you're looking for an Affordable Care Act health insurance plan, you have good timing. It's the open enrollment period, and there's an easy way to search: Health Markets. At healthmarkets.com, you can see a list of ACA plans available to you in your area. If you have questions or when you're ready to choose a plan, there are licensed insurance agents ready to help you apply. See how easy it can be to find your next health insurance plan at healthmarkets.com. Health Markets Insurance Agency, Inc. is licensed as an insurance agency nationwide except in Massachusetts.
Lowe's knows you want to get even more value for the holiday. That's why as a My Lowe's Rewards member, you get new member deals on holiday decor, tools, and more. And you earn points when you shop. More points equal more rewards to help you save on holiday and more. Not a member? Join for free today at Lowe's.com/MyLowe'sRewards because Lowe's knows deals. Program subject to terms and conditions. Points are awarded on eligible purchases. See Lowe's.com/terms for full details. Subject to change.
Did you know that replacing garage doors is the biggest return on investment homeowners can get on improvements? Jason Ross here, and let me tell you about the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, a family-owned and operated company with third-generation owners that's been in business for 71 years right here in Sacramento. With new garage doors from Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, you'll not only get the wow factor, but you'll also know that you're working with a well-respected and proven company. Residential and commercial, brand new garage doors, or repairs to existing doors, they do it all. Take advantage of their free at-home estimates on new garage doors or check out the showroom with no appointment needed. And while you're at it, mention me, Jason Ross, or Sacktown Sports and receive $100 off a new garage door paired with a new garage door opener. Check out their website at ohdsac.com or call them at 916-421-3747. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Domas was busy today, bless his heart. We'll get to that in just a moment. First, I know we've been talking about the 49ers, and thank you for listening. I don't mean to come into somebody's kitchen who's nice enough to A, listen, and then B, messages.
Yep.
Come into the chateau. Sack.rando in the chateau says, Niners averaging 6.4 yards per play, giving up 5.1 yards per play. Doesn't seem average. Good team with some tough luck, not getting it done when it counts. Fair enough. Thank you. But the thing that drives me crazy about those numbers, and I saw this today in that Mayoko article, the 49ers are, I think, they have the number 2 offense in the league. How do they determine that? Some of those stats are by yards.
Right. That's the thing. Yards don't matter.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't get points for yards.
Yes, exactly. And here's the thing, Whitey. I got the stats right here. Whoever that was want to put, 6.4 yards per carry and everything like that. Well, the Niners average.
The red zone.
Yeah. It's the red zone. 25 points per game. I wish there was a touchdown to field goal ratio stat that I could look up quickly. I know there is out there, but they don't cash in enough.
They haven't been.
They haven't been as of late.
Yeah, they've definitely been. I think we could probably agree to meet in the middle somewhere. If you don't want to admit they're average right now, you'd have to at least admit they're definitely underperforming.
Yes. Look at their last 2 weeks.
It's just bad luck.
And look at their losses too. I'm looking at some of the losses against the Vikings, 17 points. Rams, 24 points. Cardinals, 23. Chiefs, 18. Seahawks, 17. Like, they got to be better than that. It's like, and I'm looking at the wins, 32, 30, 36, 30, 20. Like, 30 seems to be the magic number for this team. Like,
yes.
If you score 17, 18, 21, that's not going to get it done in the NFL.
And so many of those games you just mentioned were games in which they had the games
the
all but won in the fourth quarter.
3 of them, right?
Yeah.
I think now. So,
yeah,
it's just
3 divisional games.
They lost all 3.
Yeah, and Fred Warner said that's not like us. And I know that's your favorite song, but
right.
now it kind of is. Right? He had to say it's not like us, but that kind of has been the way we've been playing this year.
Yeah, and the thing about it, too, you can throw out all the stats, all the numbers, whatever you want to call it. The Niners' schedule up to this point, in all honesty, hasn't been that difficult. Don't tell me the Cardinals are some world beaters. Don't tell me all of a sudden we're afraid of the Rams out here in the Bay Area and in Northern California.
Nah, hell nah.
That's what I'm saying, Jay. The schedule, based on the teams they've played outside of the Chiefs, Buccaneers ain't even that good right now.
Yeah, caught them when they were hurt, too.
Caught them when they were – maybe the Vikings was a tough game.
You ain't supposed to lose to Sam Darnold.
Right.
But you ain't supposed to lose to Sam Darnold, Whitey.
A lot of people have been losing to Sam
I know.
Darnold.
I'm just talking.
You could argue they got 3 of their toughest 4 games of the season still to come. Packers.
That's a
you
win.
got the Bills.
That's a loss.
Lions.
That's a coin flip.
See what I'm saying?
I'm playing.
He's like, that's a win.
I'm wishing upon a star. Drapes, help me out here, man.
Man, I'm looking at it. It's a tough schedule.
It is. But you know what you're not supposed to do, even though it's inside the division? You don't lose games that you have won.
Right.
You don't lose to the Rams
Yeah.
when you're up. The Rams are atrocious, even though you have the same record. I know you don't lose to the Cardinals when you're up, and you definitely don't lose to the Seahawks and Geno Smith when you're up. You know, like you haven't been doing that, so don't start that now.
Yeah,
You know, don't make that a habit.
That's heading in the wrong direction. The schedule's been tougher than it looks because they've been playing a lot of teams coming off their bye.
Which is dysfunctional by the NFL.
Yes.
And don't be
Oh, come on, Drapes. Come on, Drapes. Help me out, Drapes.
Let me pull it out, boys. The excuse meter. I got the list of excuses. Thank you for adding another one, Whitey. You got another one here. Oh, they're playing teams after the bye.
Are you really keeping track of them?
Yeah, damn Skippy I am. Purdy, bad wing. That was yesterday. Today is teams after a bye. Yeah. Okay, that's 2 excuses. Okay, keep it going. Keep it going. I am going to write this down throughout the season. I'm going to keep this going here.
Injuries on there yet?
Is that an excuse?
I'm just asking you a question. I wasn't making an excuse.
I want to see if Whitey uses that as an excuse, then it'll go down.
Look, the thing about the schedule is an excuse. But when I'm talking about Purdy's bad wing, I'm not using that as an excuse. I'm saying that's what's going on. That's one of the reasons. I don't mean to say, oh, it's nobody's fault. It's unlucky.
You're the only one that ever said that, Whitey. You're coming out of thin air with that one.
Maybe so.
Well, now you know, but he said it was hurt this past week.
Yeah, it just got hurt. Yeah,
Stay
exactly.
tuned. Stay tuned.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Okay, here's what Domas was up to today. Did you hear about this, Drapes?
Yeah.
Yeah, Domas out at the food bank.
Yeah, doing great things out there.
That's what's up. I didn't hear about it.
Yeah.
Report
Sean
on
Cunningham with it on X. King Center Domantas Sabonis spent the off day volunteering his time at Sacramento Food Bank and Family Services. He also donated 35,000 boxes of Goodles mac and cheese for the holiday season.
Our guys out there getting things done in the community.
David Robinson, I best in the world. Sabas, he knows me.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
That's how Domas, man. Doing big things, starting 5, busting open bottles of wine.
Yeah.
Now in the community, tippy-toeing.
So I assume his back is better if he's out there volunteering.
No, what you think? He laying down on his back 24/7? He's been cleared for workouts, and he's day to day. Yeah, I think his back's
He ain't carrying no boxes
I know,
of
he act
oodles
like
and noodles.
carrying pallets around or something.
Mac and cheese
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So our boy Domas is doing some things. He's out there. 'Tis the season, man. 'Tis the season.
Justin Garon. Drapes winked at me at the post-game desk last
Where
night.
was that? No way. Did I? Nah, that's not what we call wink, Justin. It's a head nod, big fella, or a point. I don't think I'm winking at you. No, come on now. No, that's not happening. Nah, come on, man.
Oh, you're sexy.
Jake. No, I gave him a little head nod, probably a little dap up, on the chest, like you're my guy.
Well, he says wink, and now you're like this. So.
Nah, I guarantee you it wasn't a wink. Yeah, it was definitely not a wink.
A wink and a nod.
Yeah. No, point and a nod. Point and a nod. Never to wink. I don't wink at anybody. No, I'm not a winker.
You know that's getting cool.
That just came out wrong.
Wow. We're going to need a brief timeout. We'll come back with a look at where the Kings are after surviving this shorthanded homestand next on Sacktown Sports.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Toyota's Black Friday sales event ends soon. Take advantage of the biggest savings of the year and gear up for adventure in a legendary Toyota truck.
Ready, set, let's go.
Get $2,000 cash back on Tundra and Tundra Hybrid, or lease a Tacoma 4x4 for as low as $269 a month.
Let's go.
The clock is ticking on Toyota's Black Friday sales event. Don't miss out. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers of premium ready credit ends 12/2/24.
What sets Ashton & Price apart from other injury law firms? I'll tell you. From beginning to end, all important legal decisions are made directly between our clients and their experienced local attorney. A gate agent flying the plane, the receptionist performing surgery, not a chance. There's simply no substitute for the unique power of the direct attorney-client relationship offered by Ashton & Price. And there's never a fee until we win, and between you and me, we win a lot.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
When you're hiring, ZipRecruiter's technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. What if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now, during our Black Friday sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery when you add a base. And Cyber Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Look, I haven't been paying enough attention to the text line today. Thanks for all your texts at 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. That's also the number to call if you want to participate in the conversation that way. A couple of quick thoughts here from the 916. Ben Johnson from the Lions would be the answer. That's from Nick.
There you go. Nick. Not a big enough name.
Yeah, and if you bring him in, then, okay, you got the offensive guy, but he's not a personnel guy. I don't think we can just assume that, Lynch will run everything, because Lynch is still working for Shanahan.
Bill Belichick is out there.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Now, if you were Jerry Jones and you decided that, well, I think it's just time to move on, and you had your choice of Belichick or Dion, and we don't know that he would have that choice, but if you did, which way would you go?
Man, that's tough. That's tough.
Belichick's done. Belichick's been here and he's finished. Dion is the guy, right? Think of the excitement.
He's an unknown, though, at this level, right?
It doesn't matter. The coach has got to do whatever Jerry wants him to do anyway. Belichick's
and neither one of those guys are going to do that. Dion's not going to do that.
No.
Is he?
Not as much, but, to a degree, since he hasn't been an NFL coach, he'd have to a little bit.
I don't know.
How about you, Jay? Which one would you hire if you had your choice?
It's tough. To me, I think Belichick, and I don't want to say this, but I think he only is coaching to get the wins record.
Really?
So I think he would be a rental.
Yeah.
And a rental is what Cowboys need, even if it's just 2 good years or 3 good years. I'd probably go Dion because he's younger, more fire in the gut right now. And,
right.
I think he relates, and I'm not saying Belichick doesn't, but I think he relates to the youngsters a little more than Belichick. And I think Belichick, like I said, I think he's just like, you know what, I'm going to get this wins and I'm out of here.
But that's not a bad thing, is it? If you have a coach who's motivated to get more wins?
And no, it's not. Not for, especially if you're the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need wins.
But how much, Jay? Dion.
Dion's the guy?
Time. That would electrify the NFL in a way
Now-
that the Cowboys have failed to do for many
How about this? If you're the Niners, Bill or Dion? Ooh.
It's kind of the opposite.
Ooh, Whitey's pondering over here. He's stuck on this one.
Dion.
Still Dion.
Yeah.
You giving him all the power too, like you gave Shanahan, or is he just
No.
okay? All right.
I'd probably go Belichick for the Niners.
Really?
I think they're established and ready to go now. I think the Cowboys are. And if you ask the Cowboys, meaning Jerry Jones, he would say, "Oh, we're only 1 or 2 players away." But no, you're not.
Right.
49ers may be 1-2 plays away. Who knows?
Belichick would have your team ready every week. They would know the rules. You know, like, you know what I mean? They would
I know, it's just
like
funny. I'm going to hire that guy. He knows the rules.
He knows the rules. Like, he doesn't leave any stone unturned, if you will. That's one thing you could say about Bill. They prepared for every scenario.
What
and that's
happened there? Did he just
you know what it was?
lose his ability to put a team together? Because he was a master.
Tom Brady
supposedly
covered up a lot of his mistakes. And I'm talking draft mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, after the Gronkowski draft, like, they haven't been able to draft a wide receiver in forever. And so, you know, we talk about Shanahan missing on some of the high picks. Same thing with Bill Belichick. He missed out on a lot of picks over the years, but Tom Brady covered up those mistakes. Then when you don't have Tom Brady, it's like, you look at it. Look at the cupboard that was left for our boy, my guy, Gerard Mayo. That roster is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And so the player personnel part of Bill Belichick let down the coaching and the rest of the team part.
The thing about Belichick is he's a defensive coach first.
Yeah.
And he did so much and was so successful. We forget that. He was an excellent defensive coach and defensive coordinator. So I don't think they're anywhere near where they would move off of Shanahan. But if you were, I agree with the philosophy that if you're going to change up from a head coach, especially one who's been there a long time, you go in another direction.
Yeah.
So Shanahan's an offensive mastermind. If
You
and
say
when
their
they're-
defense?
Yes.
Flip it?
Yes. But like Belichick next year to me for the Niners, that's like, to me, that doesn't make any sense.
No.
Shanahan's going to be there for at least another through next year.
Okay.
Don't you think? I mean,
I think so. Yeah, for sure, at least. That's why I think next year is a critical year for him. This year, we'll see how it plays out. Not looking good so far. If with this roster, the money this team has spent, you're about to give, Purdy. I don't know if Purdy's getting that $60 million payday nowadays. We can talk about that, throughout the rest of this season. But now is their time. Jay has talked about it. And if you have another failed season next year, you got to do something.
Probably.
You got to do something.
Yeah. Long ways to go, though.
Yeah.
A lot of pizza left in that box. Here's, speaking of the NBA, as we were a while ago from the 916, is there a possibility, we were talking about the officiating, that the NBA looks into adding a fourth official? The amount of times I've seen a ref call a foul from behind the play is unreal. That also is from Nick.
What do you think? I don't know about that. It's already, to me, the floor is already a little too congested, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And then what do you do with a fourth official? Like 2 trailing officials?
I'm open to looking into it a little bit. I mean, just on the surface, it sort of makes sense. It would get a little bit crowded out there, but if it helps, there's no way the NBA is going to want to do that.
Right,
They don't want to pay for that. But I never thought of that. I have to admit, it kind of makes some sense to me. It's worth looking into.
Yeah, you got to figure out a way to solve the officiating problem. It's crazy to think used to be 2 officials.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did that. I mean, the game was slower, more half court, bigger post people, things like that. But talk about missing calls now. They must have missed tons of calls back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know about 4, though. Man, you might as well throw out a starting 5 of officials then while you're at it.
If it helps, if they get the calls right. Do you remember the force out? You ever heard of the force out?
What is that?
Force out's like if you're in the sideline and I come over and I crowd you, and you're out of bounds. It's not a foul; it's a force out, and you're just like, "Oh, force out." And
I don't remember that one.
Yeah,
Really?
and then someone realized, well, it's got to be a foul.
A foul. So it was just like an inbound the ball kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like, all right,
force out.
Force
Yeah,
out.
you just take
Your
it out of
ball.
bounds there. Yeah.
No way.
Yes.
Damn, I gotta. I gotta look that up right now. When was
They
that?
had that in the NBA, I think in the 70s, I believe.
Let me see here.
And like I say, someone realized, wait, that's got to be a foul one way or the other.
Right.
Yeah.
I gotta find out.
Yeah.
Find that.
So Kyle Draper, now what for the Kings? They get through these 4 games. Oh, it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot better. Where are they? Are they still looking for their identity?
Yeah, I think so. I think they are. You know, the problem with the Kings is our boy Malik Monk has been out. What is it? Last 5 games, 7 games, something like whatever it's been.
Mm-hmm.
Like we can't get any rhythm as a unit, as a organization, as a team right now because we don't have all our pieces. And when Malik was out there, Trey Lyles wasn't hitting. Jordan McLaughlin wasn't even in the rotation. And so this team right now is sort of treading water until they get whole and they can really figure out who they are in terms of the style, clicking on all cylinders. The fact, and G-Man had an interesting tweet. I'm going to pull it up right here. Gary Gerald, our guy, had an interesting tweet about the Kings. He said, quote, just thinking out loud, 5 of the Kings' 7 losses are by a combined total of 14 points. Win 3 of those 5 and you got an 11-4 record. It would just be a half game out of first in the West. So they are close, Whitey.
Right.
It's not as bad as the 8-7 feels and sounds and tough loss last night because they're in every game except the one game that they got ran out San Antonio. They're in every game. And so, and I've said this before last week, I think I said it. When they get whole and they start clicking, and I thought this last night, we could use a 5 or 6 game winning streak right about now.
Yes.
Right?
I actually have that written down here.
Oh, you
when
got
are
that?
the Kings going to go on a run? Because
Yeah.
they've got to at some point.
Yeah. We need it right now. And I know the schedule's tough. OKC coming up, Minnesota. But if we go like 5-0 and we go to what, 13-7, that would be, we're feeling a lot better about this team.
Yes. I would never contradict the G-Man. That would be
Yeah,
blasphemous.
please don't do that.
And what he says is obviously it's demonstrably and proven that it's
Mhm.
true. But, a bunch of close losses to me are not necessarily a good thing. You can look at it either way. Wow, they could have won those games. But to me, it's like, yeah, but if you keep losing close games, that is not the foundation for a successful season.
Yeah,
You know?
but when you're shorthanded, you lost, what, 2 of them? Maybe, 3 of them. And so.
Sure, but last night they were shorthanded, and we both know they should have won that game.
Yeah, they should have. And I'll say this to your point. We can't be having a season full of they should have won that game. They should have won that game. Because eventually you're losing all those games.
Yeah, these 9 one-point losses if they'd won half of them.
Right. I agree with you on that. I agree. So eventually they got to start winning some of these games. You know what I want to see from the Kings? Win a game maybe you're not supposed to win. And they've done that a couple of times. Like that Atlanta game down there in Atlanta, they didn't play great. Then the next day in Toronto, they didn't play well. They shouldn't have won that game, and they lost that game. I want to see when things aren't going well, when you're shooting 28% from 3, can you find a way to win that game? And maybe it's Friday against the Clippers.
1977, force out rule eliminated.
Damn.
Yeah.
I was 2 years old then, big fella.
1972, no foul shots attempted except shooting fouls until the 15th foul of the period. So before that, it's a foul. Let's shoot free
15th
throws.
foul?
Yeah.
Oh, 15
Right. Like
foul.
that, but before that, it's like, it's a foul. And he'll go to the line.
Right. But yeah, force out rule. If you're a defender, you would just do that all the time, right?
Yeah, it's force out.
All right. Yeah.
1981, 3 to make 2 and 2 to make 1
I
eliminated.
hated that rule. I hated
It was
that.
terrible.
Well, what's the point of that, right? Like, why would you have that? I'm with you on that. I hate that. They're doing that in the G League now, I think it is.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
'Cause
3
that
to
means-
make 2 or something
That
like
means they must be thinking of bringing it back.
Yeah, or 2 to make 1 or something like, yeah, something crazy. Oh, you know what they're doing? I'm sorry. They give you 1, and then if you make the second, you get the other one. Like, it's to speed up the game. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
How can the Kings get Keegan
Murray
going next on Sackdown Sports?
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Milder Tuesday night. Temperatures will stay in the upper 40s. Wednesday will be wet, especially north of Interstate 80. That'll last through the day. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
When it's cold and rainy outside, Bonnie is leading the way home. Right now, stay warm and cozy with a full furnace tune-up, just $59. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Schedule an appointment today at Bonnie.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Don't you deserve health care you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emron Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the only store in the world to be named the top 100 shop for 40 years straight. Yes, the only golf shop in the world. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is your unsurpassed spot to find the hottest golf gear, best pricing, and elite expertise. Try any club on the shelf on the driving range for free and let our staff show you everything you need to look and play better. You love golf. The Hagen Oaks team loves golf too. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80. Learn more at HagenOaks.com or 916-481-GOLF.
This Saturday, November 23rd, the regional rivalry is renewed as it's the 70th annual Causeway Classic. It's the UC Davis Aggies battling the Sacramento State Hornets on Native American Heritage Day and a salute to the senior class for Sacramento State. That's this Saturday at 2 at Hornet Stadium. Tickets on sale now at hornetsports.com. Be there for the Causeway Classic, UC Davis and Sacramento State. Stingers up.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Those Stone Temple Pilots for you. It's supposed to be rainy tomorrow, by the way, Drapes.
Get out of here. Really?
Yeah, we just had the KCRA3 weather update. I think tomorrow's supposed to be a little wet again. All right with that?
Let me check this out. Let me look at this. What's going on? It's too early for that, right?
Nah, it's
80% of rain, chance.
Not too early for that.
This sucks. 90% in Sacramento. High of 56.
What's the 80? Where were you looking?
Folsom, where I'm at. Yeah. But I'll be in LA on Thursday, big fella. I'm out Thursday. I don't know if you knew. I'm out
you
Thursday.
mentioned
now.
I know, right? I got because sometimes it slips my mind.
So
but
you're
I'm out
coming to us Friday from Los Angeles?
Yeah, the Intuit Dome. I'll be
All
at the
right.
new arena. Yes.
Oh, some pictures on the blue sky, man.
Yeah, I'll throw some pictures up. Follow me on Blue Sky, Kyle Draper TV. What's yours? Kevin Whitey
Kevin
Gleason?
Whitey Gleason.
Yep.
Yes.
Jay, you over there, JRJ Show?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Follow us on the new app, the new platform.
Raider Ted. All I know is we've been getting the ref shaft for 40 years here in SAC. No matter how good, no matter the player, Weber, J. Will, Bibby, Vlade, Cousins, Sabonis, Fox, even to I'm sorry, don't know what the rest of
Even
that
to
says.
lame and smaller market cities.
Oh, yes. Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Damn.
That's the way
Raider
a lot of
Ted.
Kings,
Yeah.
Kings fans see it, going back to what happened in the playoffs against the Lakers.
No,
I know
let me
Jay
ask
not
you
gonna
this,
mention
Whitey.
that, but that's a reflection of that.
Right,
attitude.
right. Let me ask you this, because I was at the game. You were at the game yesterday. And we talked about the officiating down the stretch. And the fan base was upset. The crowd was upset. Rightfully so. Did you feel like at that time, watching it, not watching the replays, not looking at 2 minutes, did you say, we're getting robbed here? We're getting jobbed?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
You know, fans are going to be fans, and I
Right.
understand it. There was one call that I think went in the Kings' favor that was ridiculous, where they called an offensive foul on McDermott, and it was a bad call, and then they went around and called an offensive foul. Remember that?
On the other end?
it's like
Yeah.
one of the most obvious
Like a makeup?
calls,
Yeah,
it seemed like.
yeah.
Yeah. I honestly, when I saw, and you know, where I'm sitting, I'm not very close, but when I saw the play where Daniels swiped down on the ball, when I first saw it, I thought it was clean. It was
Right.
later on, getting a closer look at it, that I thought, wow, that looks like a foul. But, you know, you could call offensive fouls on moving screens. It's almost like holding in the
Yeah.
NFL, right? You could
anytime,
call it.
yeah.
Yeah. So it comes down to, well, it's not so much did he do it or not. It's just, do you call it in that situation? But
Well-
to honestly answer your question, at the time I wasn't, you know, gnashing my teeth about it.
Well, here's the thing, and I'm
Were you?
No, I thought there were some questionable calls. I thought Trae Young was out there selling a lot of things, embellishing
Mike
a
Brown
lot.
talked about that.
Yeah, he got away with it a little bit
But
more.
even he only got, I think, 5 free throws. Which
Yeah,
is under
yeah,
his average.
it wasn't like, yeah. But, and I was talking to somebody at lunch today, and I want to get real with Sacramento real quick. I feel like, in case in point, our guy on the YouTube chat, who was it, Raider Ted,
Yeah.
we've been getting the ref shaft for 40 years. I feel like we suffer PTSD from 40 years or 20 years, that as soon as a call doesn't go our way, oh, they're screwing us again. They're out to get us. When do we get past that point, Whitey? Like, what needs to happen to get past that point? Because I will say this too, and I don't have the data with me, but I'm sure there are games we benefit from calls, but nobody talks about that. So when do we get past the point, and Jay has brought this up before, where 20 years ago we're past that? We're not using that as an excuse. We're not, like, when do we get past the point the league is out to screw us?
Maybe if the Kings have postseason success and they're clearly a team that's on TV all the time, clearly a team that has the league's respect, maybe fans get beyond that. But it's always going to be there. The Kings could win a championship, but if the next year they're in the conference finals after winning the title and they're playing the Lakers and the Lakers get a call, fans are going to go right back to that. And I'll also say this on behalf of fans. Go back to 2 years ago, and I wasn't even here full time yet again, but you remember they had some of those last 2-minute report calls that were terrible.
Terrible.
You know,
Terrible.
Kevin Herter wasn't Kevin Herter getting just hammered by Clay?
Yeah. On
and
the
they didn't
shot.
call
Yeah,
it?
they didn't call it.
Yeah. And you had a lot of those just a couple
Yeah.
years ago. Now, maybe
Miami, Tyler Hero
Exactly.
foul
Thank
and
you.
everything.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
that had nothing to do with that it was the Kings, but if you're a Kings fan, you can't help but see those things and go, wow, there it is again.
I'm bringing it up because I feel like it takes away from, and you always say it, fans are going to fan, but it takes away from the actual basketball discussion, meaning, all right, we got to shoot better in the fourth quarter. Does Mike need to draw up better plays? Should we stop settling for threes? Whatever it may be, the easiest thing in sports media to do is blame the refs. Refs didn't make us go 1 from 11 from 3-point range last night.
You're right.
You know, and so it's like our default mechanism, you know, that
refs didn't turn the ball over 17 times,
right,
or miss 5 free throws.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like it has become commonplace in the NBA today. And I used to hate this in Boston because they used to do it in Boston too, especially on the broadcast. Tommy Heinsohn and Mike Gorman, rest in peace, Tommy. Mike Gorman, the Hall of Famer. Anytime a foul was called on the Celtics, let's show the replay. Was it a foul or not? Every play turns into an indictment of the officiating. And I think it's like that more so in basketball than any other sport. It's like we show the replay. Oh, that wasn't a foul. And then the announcers, you know, pontificate about it. And it's like, why are we doing that? Like it's doing a disservice to the experience of basketball, watching the game.
But Drapes, how can you blame fans for feeling that way when, take last night, case in point, your best player clearly, whether he should have been or not, clearly was very and visibly frustrated with the officiating. And if you're a fan and you see that's our best player, and look, he feels like he's getting really treated unfairly, you can't help but feel that way, can you? I understand your point, and I agree with you, but as a fan, like, man, De'Aaron Fox is really upset about the officiating tonight. They're not giving him the calls.
No, I get that. I get that. And maybe that's, you know, me, quote unquote, trying to be unbiased and see it for what it is. But here's the thing. I can look at plays all throughout the game where the other team feels the same way. Like, it's like nobody's happy unless you're the Lakers. You're leading the league with free throws by 200 or whatever. Like, nobody's happy with the officiating. And I said it during Drape's Takes and earlier. Sometimes, and I felt like with De'Aaron, clearly he got fouled several times, should have been to the line. But he, at times, tried to make sure the officials saw the fouls instead of going up for his natural shot attempt. And so the officials did have an impact on the way De'Aaron was played. They should have called fouls, yes, but sometimes you just got to play through that. Sometimes you got to be like, okay, they're not going to call the game the way it is. I'm not going to get the benefit of the doubt. I still got to hoop. And I felt at times he was seeking out the foul calls instead of just playing.
And I think you're right. Yeah, I see what you're saying. But again, looking at it through the eyes of a Kings fan, you go back to just last year. Remember, Kings fans are rightly or wrongly predisposed to feeling like the officials are out to get us. You had Mike last year with the whole laptop incident.
Yeah.
If you're a Kings fan, you're going, there it is, right?
There it is.
Another example. Our coach now is feeling it. So it's hard not to feel that way.
But here's the thing.
Your coach and your best player clearly feel that way.
But there's two different ways of thinking about it, though, Whitey. It's one, the officials are bad and we got robbed tonight. And there's another, because we're Sacramento, we got robbed tonight. Those are two different things. I don't think because we're Sacramento and because we're the Kings, and I know Mike said it last year, but I disagree with Mike. I don't think refs are saying, oh, Sacramento, they don't deserve the calls. Who's Atlanta? Who is Atlanta Hawks? You know, like, why is Atlanta getting the calls? Trae Young ain't done a damn thing. De'Aaron Fox been an all-star. De'Aaron Fox, 60-point guy, 49.
Why is Zachary Resache?
Right. Why is Resache? DeAndre Hunter getting the calls now? Like, so I just feel like us pointing directly on box score, first thing is, we got robbed by the officials. Dog, we only scored 15 points in the fourth. We got to be better than that.
Yeah.
That's just hard.
You know, what's sad to me is that officials feel the need sometimes to even up the free throws because there's this belief that if the game's officiated properly, free throws will be pretty much even. And when you think about it, why
it should be, right? Why it just
right. But you don't want to give fans something to point to go, look at that. They shot way more free throws.
Yeah,
that's not fair.
I think most fans would say, and I believe this, just call the fouls that you see. I'm not asking for special treatment. I'm not asking for anything extra. Just call it equally on both ends. And I believe the majority of these officials are trying to do the best they can. And they get it wrong sometimes just like players get things wrong, just like coaches get things wrong, just like broadcasters get, like they're human. They're going to mess up sometimes. That's just my thought, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, you don't want to mess up when we come back.
I'm ready for this one.
It's time for Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz. If you're up for that, Jay.
Jay ain't ready for that, Smooth. See? Crickets. Crickets back there.
You gotta go to break, man. I'm just doing my job, man.
The Wayback Machine quiz for November the 19th is next on Sacktown Sports.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check that your seats aren't in the visitor section first before buying tickets.
I'm so excited for this game. I can't believe you got us tickets.
Me too. Wait, are we on the wrong side?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
This is going to be a long game.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now, during our Black Friday sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery when you add a base. And Cyber Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up, Oscar!
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs. You sound very calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills that features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Just because it's November does not mean we can't barbecue outside. Visit California Backyard now for your best selection of grills and Napoleon Grills accessories.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
It's Black Friday all month long at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. When buying a car, getting a good deal, it's kind of the easy part. Where Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram really sets themselves apart from anywhere else is the experience, from sales to service and everything in between. It's why so many people keep coming back to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's because it's the place where a handshake still means something. And if you've been wanting to experience that Jeep life, there's no better time than now. SacSuperstore.com, located off of Business 80 across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course.
Like the beam for Sacramento Kings. We the beam team, hey. Like the beam for Sacramento Kings. Like the beam for Sacramento Kings. We the beam
Your
team,
afternoon
hey.
home
Like
for
the beam
Kings Talk
Sacramento
and so
Kings.
much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
It was kind of disappointing last night leaving the arena. I don't know if you felt this way, Drapes, but just seeing all the Christmas trees around. They put out the Christmas trees yesterday in the Doco, and I was hoping to see the beam too. You know?
Yeah, that would have been nice, right?
Yeah.
Got to wait till Sunday when we played the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah.
Early game Sunday, I believe. 6 o'clock.
Yeah. I mean, they'll still light it if they win Friday, right? The beam will still.
Oh,
be
yeah,
off.
yeah. But will it be up when I land? I'm going to LA to get back at like 1:30. So hopefully it'll still be up.
What about the ice skating? You going ice skating yet, Drapes?
Nah, I'm not going. Come on, bro. Come on.
I already know Whitey's now, so I'm not going to ask you.
Not in Sac. We got one in Folsom where I'm at.
Not the same.
Bruh.
Yeah, the Folsom ice skating is nothing compared to Sacramento.
Not the same. Not the same.
Is the Sacramento good?
Yeah.
You seen it?
No, but that
you seen it.
I just saw the dude pouring water on it, Jay. I ain't actually seen it. And is it going to be crowded? You know what I mean? And what if I fall? People going to clown me?
Crowded in a festive way, though.
Yeah.
You know?
Where's the ice at the ice rink in Folsom?
Downtown Folsom, big fella.
Where's
Right
downtown?
there.
No, I'm playing.
I know. It's a nice little setup they got.
Really?
Out there. Yeah.
I didn't know they had.
Yeah. All right. I might
come
take
out
the
there.
kids. Come on, bro. Come out. Hang out with your boy.
No problem.
Throw on the
White,
grill.
you coming?
Yes.
All right.
I'll be there.
You know what I'm gonna do, fellas?
Hold white to that.
I know.
Because he's slippery now.
You know what I'm gonna do, fellas? I'm gonna do this because y'all don't like to hang out outside of work.
Why are you gonna do that like that? That's cold.
We're gonna do one 49ers game. Invite y'all over to the estate, the compound. Throw some burgers on the grill, some ribs. Watch some football. Invite the families over.
Oh, nice.
Come on over. Nice. I'm putting that out there.
And then I'll take care of everybody going ice skating. How about that?
Oh, okay. Mayor of City of Trees over here, right? All right.
Yeah. Is Folsom part of the City of Trees? Absolutely, it is. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Sacramento County.
Don't do that.
But here's
Yeah.
the problem, Jay. Folsom got a lot newborn trees,
That's
baby
true.
trees.
That's true.
So I'm like,
Nick
does it
Sirianni.
count?
Nick Sirianni.
Right.
Coaching trees. Yeah.
Exactly. There's some bonsais out there. All right, man. Let me beat Jay real quick.
Time for Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz for November the 19th. I don't remember who's up first today. You're up first?
Did Kyle beat me? I think it might have been Kyle got the W.
Yeah, that don't count. That don't count. We'll coin flip it.
Yeah. Here are the years we have. Everything in the quiz is based on something that happened on this date or is related to things that happened on this date. And these years, 1975, 1977. Who is going? Is Kyle?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
all right.
Because he got the fly sweatshirt on today.
I know where he's going. 1975, 1977. This date, what year? 2004, which I think is where he's probably going to go. 2018 and 2019.
Let me tell Jay, I'm going to go 2004.
That's fine.
But let me tell Jay.
Get your closest to, bro.
Yeah.
I was scrolling through social media and I was like, today's the 20th anniversary of the Malice in the Palace.
I saw that.
And so Whitey's like, yeah, I think that's going to be on the quiz. So I was like, all right, I'll do 2004. Let's start it off. Closest to?
Right. Closest to. You want Jay to go first?
Closest to.
You might go like all the games combined for.
Nah, Jay trying to get me. I'm gonna go first.
Okay.
I'm bucking a trend.
Stand on that.
20 years ago today, Pacers and Pistons engage in as you said, the Malice at the Palace. Malice in the Palace or at the Palace? Anyway, resulting in how many players, according to NBA.com, how many players being suspended without pay? Malice in the Palace.
I'm adding this up on my finger.
Resulting in how many players being suspended without pay?
Man, that's a tough one. I'm going to go 8.
8. What do you say, Jay?
9.
9 is correct. 9 players.
That's a tough one.
Suspended without pay.
You have all the names?
I do not.
You don't? Come on, Whitey. What you doing, bro?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Jay, you got the 1-0 lead, and you're up 1975, 77. This day, what year? 2018, 2019.
This day, what year?
Okay.
Oh, I see what you're trying to do here, Jay.
Get that out the way.
We'll read
get
this.
that lead.
After I read it, you can decide who goes first on guessing the year. Herm Edwards.
Ooh, play to win the game.
Yes.
Friend of the show.
Returns a fumble for a touchdown with 31 seconds left in Philly's Miracle
the
at the
Eagles.
Meadowlands win,
Mm.
prompting all teams to eventually adopt the victory formation in such circumstances. It happened this date. What year? You want to go first? You want Drapes to go first?
Yeah, because Drake's going to probably know this one. I kind of.
I don't know it.
Really?
I don't know it.
I kind of, but
I
don't.
kind of,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Malice
I
at
kind of
Palace.
Let
know.
Drapes go first.
Yeah.
1983.
1983. What do you say, Jay?
It's 82. It's in the 70s.
78.
Yeah, I was in the 70s.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Yeah, Jay's got the lead 2-0. Drapes with some
I'm
words
just
to
giving
do.
this guy. All right.
But plenty of time.
What you got?
75, 77, 2018, 2019.
75.
1975. This Cincinnati Red is named MVP of the National League, an award he will also win the next year. Is he Joe Morgan, Pete Rose, or Johnny Bench?
Oh, that's a good question.
1975. This Red named MVP of the National League.
If I get this wrong, Jay's going to get it right.
Joe Morgan, Pete Rose, Johnny Bench.
It's one or two guys that I'm thinking of.
Breaks
75.
Down 2-0. This would be big for him.
Johnny Bench.
Not correct.
It'd be Joe Morgan.
Joe Morgan is correct.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Little Joe.
One of the best second basemen to ever play, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Jay is killing me here.
Yeah.
I'm rusty. I'm rusty.
You still got time, but yeah.
How many left? 3?
There's 3 left on the board. Jay with
All
a
right.
3-0 lead. So Jay could actually lock it down here. Jay, 1977, 2018, or 2019?
Go 77. I'm going long range.
Okay.
Make it tough.
The Jazz make only 1 free throw
Okay, yeah, this is tough.
in a win over the Rockets. Which team would break that record by making no free throws in a 1996 loss? The Raptors, the Nets, the Pistons. It was on this
In
date,
96.
Yeah, 77. This day, the Jazz made 1 free throw. That was a record.
The
It was
Raptors
broken
were trash in
1996. This team made no free throws. Raptors, Nets, Pistons.
Man,
This
the
is
Nets
for the win
were
for Jay.
Nets were
This
gotta
is
be
tough.
almost, yeah.
Jay
I'm
leading
going
3-0.
Raptors, my first stock.
Walk it off.
Yeah.
Jay,
He's got it.
They were terrible.
You dusted me, bro. You dusted me.
Yeah. Nice game, Jay. Well
Man,
done.
we had budgeted how many? 10 minutes? This went like 4 minutes. Damn.
I noticed the more there are closest to, the longer the games are.
Yeah.
Because
You gotta
it's so
think.
hard.
You gotta
I know.
think. Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
It's like,
Damn.
So anyway.
Start computing in your head.
Yeah.
All right,
That-
Jay.
The final
congratulations.
score, one-sided, but you were right there.
No, it was all, one year off or 2 years off or something like that.
Give me another question on here.
Yeah,
Is anything interesting?
This day, 2018, who wins the highest scoring game in Monday Night Football history?
You got is that multiple choice? Or
It's
is that-
not.
Oh, it's not?
I'll give you the score.
Yeah, it was just
54-51. 2018.
Going Buffalo Bills.
No.
2018?
Yes.
I'm going, man, that's tough. Baltimore Ravens.
Mahomes threw 6
I was hoping it
but
wasn't the Chiefs.
Lost to the Rams.
Oh, he
Yeah,
lost.
54-51.
Who's the quarterback of the Rams?
I
Do you
think
know?
that was 2018.
I have no clue.
It was golf.
Yeah, was it?
Yeah. That's true. Okay.
Congratulations, Jay. Thanks for being with us. What do we have next? We have
Infinity Radio Network.
Radio Network is up next. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for listening to The Drive, guys.